the 2010-11 Champions League final, Carlos Puyol was on the bench for Barcelona, as was Thiago Alcantara.
Did they have 25 top players?
I'm talking about the Arsenal squad. That Man United squad was ridiculous. The players they had on...
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan van range. Scoring a winning hat-trick of performance, payload and price. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
Good afternoon, here are your sports headlines. On the morning after the night before, Simon Jordan's told us there was no reason for Deontay Wilder to lose it and storm out the talkSPORT boxing studio.
He threatened to punch me in the face and talked about lynching and God knows whatever else. And I understand that he's got things in his life that have challenged him. But later on in the afternoon, you saw him, he went off to do some other stuff, and he was much more relaxed about it. But that looks to me like a man that's struggling with things.
Wilder was unhappy at being asked to justify his claims about Tyson Fury being a cheat ahead of his fight with Derek Chisora. Derek incidentally turned up 40 minutes late. Head over to talkSPORT's boxing YouTube to see Wilder versus Jordan. Arne Slot, meanwhile, has welcomed Jeremy Jacquet as the man who could eventually replace Virgil van Dijk.
Hopefully he can stay as fit as he is for multiple years. But this club, we are not stupid. We do know that somewhere in the upcoming years there is life for this club without Virgil.
Van Dijk's got 18 months left on his deal. Liverpool host Man City in the Premier League on Sunday. Meanwhile, it's reported the EFL will not change their rules to allow Mark Guehi to play in the League Cup final. Lions backs Blair Kinghorn, Darcy Graham and Duhan van der Merwe have all been dropped for Scotland's Six Nations opener in Italy on Saturday. Glasgow's Jamie Doby and Carl Steyn start on the wings. For Wales, Lewis Rees-Zammit will start at fullback to face England at Twickenham. Lawrence Dallaglio is not expecting England for a session. He's also explained why the tournament's kicking off on a Thursday this year.
Sport has to kind of disrupt these days, doesn't it? You know, you've got to find your space in the calendar, you've got to find your space, and I think it'll be a good start, you know, and what a game to kick it off.
Ireland are in Paris tonight to face Antoine Dupont's France. More at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
The PM apologises to Epstein's victims for appointing Peter Mandelson, and 36 children fall ill after baby formula recall. More from the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Whatever the weather, our range of services is longer than the queue at the Chippy on a Friday night. Tyres, MOTs, brakes and more. Book today at quickfit.com.
Mostly cloudy and wet, surprise, surprise. Heavy rain and showers across southern and southwestern England, and this morning across eastern Scotland as well. The northwest will see some brighter spells, a cold wind as well.
This is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker with you through until 4 here on talkSPORT, where this afternoon, what's coming up?
I can tell you, coming up over the next 3 hours, a seasoned Pep watcher tells us whether he senses the end is nigh. Former Ireland prop Dave Kilcoyne previews tonight's Six Nations opener against France, and former West Brom and Wales frontman Hal Robson-Kanu joins us in the studio.
We're also after your favourite Kendrick Lamar-like affectations, and we'll chat to the man who's just played 652 different golf courses in a year.
All this plus ChatGPT tells us why he's packed his parka. Tim Vickery brings us the latest from South America, and we bring you yet another birthday spread, if you can believe that's still going.
I know, yeah, still going, waste of half an hour. Kids game.
Pure kids game.
It is 5 minutes past 1. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Charlie.
Afternoon, Paul. I just said to Jim then on the way out, I was disappointed he wasn't in yesterday to be here as security.
Yeah.
For Simon with Deontay Wilder.
You were here. You witnessed it, didn't you?
I didn't witness it. I was. They were downstairs where it kicked off.
Right.
But wow, big stuff, Paul. You don't want to get. I said, what is security? I always like that. The security guard. That's the stand next to the boxers, like in the front row of the.
You don't want to get
ringside.
You don't want to get hit by a professional boxer, do you? Really?
What's the security guard going to do at ringside when there's 10 ex-heavyweight champions there? Stood there like, oh no, sit down.
Often when we've had boxers in who are fighting soon on this show and with Jim and Simon, it tends to be we have the fighters in. They tend to have a couple of big burly security guards.
Yeah,
but I often think to me, if the two boxers kick off, I mean, you can get between them, but you're not going to stick one on one of the fighters because the fight's off.
None of that.
Aren't you really?
You don't want to do
I mean, that's not the role of course, of the bouncer. They're there to keep the peace.
But what would they do? I was going to say something rude then.
No, leave it.
I won't say it, Paul. I won't say what I was going to say.
So, talking of boxing, Kendrick Lamar turned up at the Grammys. If you've seen this.
Yeah.
With hand wraps from the world of boxing, or one hand wrap.
Hand wraps, not ham wraps.
No, not.
I don't know what.
The food's not great at the Grammys.
He thought it'll be those little vol-au-vents and stuff.
Don't like chicken in a sauce or vegetable pie. There's nothing down for
his
it.
own sandwiches.
So he turned up with a ham wrap.
Hand wrap.
Yeah.
Lovely,
so, boxers have their hands wrapped before they fight.
Yeah.
So, he just the right hand. Leave it, Charlie. But he turned up with just the right hand wrapped. And there's been various theories. It feeds into some stuff that's in his new album. He's compared himself in the past to Terence Crawford on a song. And
I see.
So, look, there might be reasons for it. He's not gone public.
Not Michael Crawford.
No, he didn't compare himself to
Michael. He didn't wear a beret as well.
Well, which feeds into why I can't believe that you haven't got the gig on the new Saturday Night Live lineup.
Well,
I think you going on there on Sky Live on a Saturday night doing your Frank Spencer.
They'd love that,
wouldn't
what
the kids
That's
want.
just what they want. Unfortunately, I didn't go to Cambridge University.
Oh, aye. Bit of class war.
Bit of class war there, Paul.
Yeah. Anyway, good luck to everybody.
Good luck to everybody in that.
Kendrick Lamar's turned up with
his... So you wanted affectations, didn't you, Paul?
Yeah, it's a bit like somebody you go to comes in the pub and the strings of the boxing gloves and he's got the boxing gloves over his shoulder.
Yeah.
And he orders a pint. Hello, lads, you all right?
Oh, yeah.
And then you think, do I have to ask?
Do I have to ask what they are?
What's that all about then? Oh, yeah, just come back from boxing training. Yeah.
Just taking it up.
Could easily have put them in the bag. Wouldn't have even need to see the gloves. But for some reason, thought you come in the pub with the gloves. By the
strings.
By the strings over your shoulder or round your neck.
Yeah.
Time again, put them
I'm playing.
I forgot I hadn't taken them off. So if you've got any good affectations, if you've many years ago we did an outside broadcast here at talkSPORT and it was supposed to be a private do, but Alan Brazil decided in the morning, said, get yourself down to St Catherine's Dock this afternoon. Old Pinky and Perky are doing a live show. Yeah. And it was a launch of I think it was the Come On England single, which was only kept off at #1 by Britney Spears.
Wow.
They were mad times. We end up on top of the pops. But Quinny was there. We had various
talkSPORT #2. There's been a few of those over
Alan invited the listeners to come down.
Yeah.
And so some did, and they were absolutely fine. They let them in. Why not? But there was this fella there who was wandering around with a trophy all the time. And it was it was somebody playing table tennis.
Yeah.
And he was wandering around the venue. And I popped off to the loo at one point, and he just shouted at me, why don't you do more table tennis on the show? And we said, well, we do a bit, we probably do more than anybody else. And he's holding this trophy. He's just desperate to be asked, So I said, well, you obviously play then. He said, oh, yeah, I won this. Butlins Minehead. And runner-up, 1977. It was that kind of do,
I like your impression of the listeners.
Yes. Well, I'm not
saying that. They always say at radio college, apparently. Imagine one listener that you're broadcasting to. Well, is that who you feel like every day?
We don't do enough table tennis.
We don't do enough table tennis.
I'm not suggesting that is the demographic. I'm just suggesting that was that fair. But he was wandering around with a table tennis trophy. That was my point.
I'd like to hear about someone turning up in a black belt.
Where? Yeah.
Or with their karate outfit.
Or wearing the gear all the time.
I've just come from the dojo.
I forgot to get changed. Look, I've just come with a black belt. I mean, how many people have just gone out and bought a black belt in the karate shop?
You can buy them. There's nothing to stop you going to buy a black belt and wearing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wearing it around. No one's going to check. They can't check, Paul.
A fellow black belt thinks, let's get it on. You could get a good idea.
Yeah, but the power of the black belt is control.
You know Andy's famous
What's he got?
judo story.
Brown belt, yellow belt, isn't it?
No, first time he ever went, his trousers fell down. He faced up against the fella and he hadn't done the belt up tight enough. His kecks fell down.
I like that.
That's quite a recurring theme in Andy's life. I know. Andy's trousers falling down. That happened far too often.
You need someone to follow him around with a Swanee whistle.
If you're watching on YouTube...
there's Kendrick.
There's Kendrick, just with the right hand.
There's a history of one glove, of course. In, Michael Jackson, Alvin Stardust.
Gene Vincent. Was he Gene Vincent? Was he two gloves? I can't remember.
One glove.
Rings on the outside.
One glove. Yeah. Bob Marley.
So anyway, affectations were after this afternoon. talkSPORT, anybody you spotted, you think, oh, here he comes. It's him. Or her. Tends to be blokes, let's be honest. talksport.com, text 81089, tweet to TSH and J 037172.
Kit on the school run. There's a guy who does the school run.
Kit on the school run, yeah.
I think he's like a football coach.
Right, so he's got the initials. Got the initials on there.
Wears full coaching kit to the school run quite a lot.
Okay.
Whispering it in case he's listening.
Yeah, I guess fair enough.
No, I don't.
He won't be doing that again, will he? Or maybe he will.
See if I get looked at tomorrow.
Yeah. Well,
he's quite big.
If he is a football coach and he's going straight off to the club he coaches at and he's on the school run, I mean, I can kind of buy that, can't you? I mean... If he's not,
you could wear a coat over it.
This feeds into Andy's thing about games makers' outfits.
Oh,
about four years after the Olympics, the London Olympics had finished, you'd see people wandering around London in their games makers' outfit, and you could tell Andy was desperate to say, "It's finished." What are you wearing that for?
You always say they wanted them to say, "Thank you for your service."
Yeah, thank you for your service. You're supposed to say to them. They're just back from Nam. You directed people to the copper box, mate.
You're in the car park.
Not Saving Private Ryan.
You're in the car park in Weymouth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but they are expecting for people to say thank you.
You can buy them on eBay. I'm thinking about. We should all club together buy
one for Andy. It's great.
For Cheltenham.
Wait for Cheltenham.
Walk round as a games maker.
And then just insist people say thank you for your service. That's a nice idea. We'll do that. Anyway, it is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Andy will join us later on with Jeff Peters.
Oh, yeah.
For another birthday spread.
That's nice.
Somebody is, one of the talkSPORT listeners, I think it's Aaron, we'll find out more later. Have you noticed he's doing a little birthday spread for charity, I think, for an event.
Oh, that's nice.
With our blessing. We love it, Aaron. Thank you.
Very good.
Jamie Jackson's going to kick us off. He had a great little to and fro with Pep the other day. And there's a lot of people suggesting that there's a bit of a vibe that they maybe need a succession plan to City because you never quite know when he might say, I'm done.
No. Arteta, maybe.
Does Jamie sense that? Does Jamie sense it? He's around the man enough. He's jousted with him enough over the years to know when the fire is not burning quite as bright as it did. We'll find out shortly. They will play Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final, of course, which will bring you live on talkSPORT. We've got a game for the first time since 1948. The Six Nations will kick off on a Thursday.
Wow,
because of the Winter Olympics, apparently.
Okay.
And
same people, is it? Enjoy both.
Yeah,
middle of the Venn diagram.
I don't really see where the Venn diagram fits, but apparently I don't get it. But anyway, Dave Kilcoyne, former Ireland props guy. I'm surprised he's not actually flown over to Paris. They have issues in that area. But anyway, Dave will tell us more. We'll look ahead to that game in the Six Nations. And a little bit later on, Tim Vickery joins us. We'll have H&B versus ChatGPT and Hal Robson-Kanu's coming in. So we look forward to that. Talk a bit of Wales, West Brom, etc., etc. It's Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT with Tool Station. Stay one step ahead, whatever the job. Next stop, Tool Station.
Manchester City intend to write to the EFL to request a rule change so that Mark Guehi is available for the final against Arsenal on the 22nd of next month. A rule change for this season means that players have to be registered before the start of the semi-final in order to be eligible to take part in the remainder of the competition. So Guehi missed out on that, didn't he? But Pep still needs him for the final. This was him.
I said to the club, they have to ask. Yeah, definitely. I don't understand the reason why I cannot play in the final FA Cup, Carabao Cup, in March when I've been here for a long time. So the rules to buy a players on the players, what depends on me, depends the FIFA, UEFA, or the Premier League said, okay, transfer window is open. Once you hire a player, have to play, no? In the competitions, logic is. I don't understand why he could not play today, but in the final, in two-man thumb, of course we're going to try to ask to play because it's pure logic.
What do you think the answer will be?
No. To change the rule in something country, no way, but we will try.
Yeah, but all joking apart, why should they change the rules?
Well, look, I think it's a silly rule in the first place, but it exists. And you can't have the benefit. If you wanted Guehi as a player, you could have signed him in August and paid a full transfer fee. What you've done is you've been able to be in a position where Guehi comes available at a fraction of his worth. So you can't have it always.
Paul Hawksbee, Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Congratulations, Manchester City, Arsenal. They will contest the Carabao Cup final. We'll bring it to you live on talkSPORT. We'll build up on the day, of course. Pep Guardiola spoke to the media after they reached the final, beat Newcastle last night, and he's baffled as to why new signing Mark Guehi won't be able to feature in the match.
I said to the club, they have to ask. Yeah, definitely. I don't understand the reason why I cannot play in the final FA Cup, Carabao Cup, in March when I've been here for a long time. So the rules to buy a players on the players, what depends on me, depends the FIFA, UEFA, or the Premier League said, okay, transfer window is open. Once you hire a player, have to play, no? In the competitions, logic is. I don't understand why he could not play today, but in the final, in two-man thumb, of course we're going to try to ask to play because it's pure logic.
What do you think the answer will be?
No. To change the rule in something country, no way, but we will try.
Yeah, I think they've already said there's no chance of that happening.
Isn't it? No.
Look, he seems very relaxed. He seems very happy. His team have won last night pretty comfortably. Oh, who was that?
Yeah.
So,
drop the beat.
Yeah. So, we're going to talk Manchester City now because there's a few people suggesting that City are already going down the succession planning route because they think this could be Pep's final season. We're going to speak to someone who had a bit of verbal jousting with him the other day in the press conference, not for the first time, I'm sure. It's the Guardian's man in Manchester, Jamie Jackson. Hi, Jamie.
Good afternoon.
Are you sensing, as someone who's spent a fair bit of time in his company since he's been there, that this is it? That this is the final season?
Do you know what? I'm not sure if even he knows. Because I knew we were going to be discussing this, I went back, and the last time I checked with people who should know was just before Christmas about whether he might leave this summer, Pep Guardiola. And the answer then was basically they didn't know because maybe he doesn't know. And it's interesting because you can really read him either way. I mean, in that press conference yesterday evening, obviously I was there, you just played the clip. Very relaxed, very urbane, as he was actually in the pre-one, the one which you mentioned, I had a bit of a sort of verbal interaction with him. What strikes me about him is he has kind of almost rebuilt this team, yes. Last season was this sort of, as he always says, a bad season for them. And now, listen, I'm not saying it's perfect. It's very defensively leaky, strokes shaky, but he's got Ryan Shirky in there, Reinders, Marmoush came in, Kusanov looks a good prospect at centre-back, Guehi, Semenyo. You know, these are all new players, okay? So I'm thinking a little bit like Ferguson, is this going to reinvigorate him, at least until the end of his contract, which has another year? But then if you say to me, well, what about if I don't know, they win the Premier League or the Champions League, might he go out at the top like that? It's a difficult one because where does he go? Is it a national team job after this? I'm not too sure. He will never get a club set up for him, I don't think, in world football of this level, like Manchester City, because it was built for him. Yeah, that's why Bagheera's team went in there. Ferran Soriano before him, they were from Barcelona. He knew them from Barcelona. He crossed over with them at Barcelona. So I honestly think it could go either way. And it's not me sort of hedging it because I don't know. It's just kind of what I'm being told from people who should know.
It's an incredibly difficult thing to keep quiet. I still wonder whether Klopp went public when he did because he knew one of the papers had got hold of the story and he probably didn't want to go that early. I don't know. But it's a very difficult thing to keep quiet. And he's got a lot of respect and a great relationship with the hierarchy at the club. He wouldn't want to leave him in the lurch. He wouldn't suddenly want to say, that's me, I'm off, because I think he cares for the club too much. So that's something else that makes you think, you know, if it's going to happen, that, you know, you'll get a heads up, you'll get a sense of it.
Yeah, and as you mentioned before, I do think, like any club, they are looking at potential successors because that's their job. Talk about Al Mubarak, Soriano, Hugo Viana, the new football director. But again, it's because they themselves don't know. I'm always interested, actually, because Ferguson went to a rolling contract, if you remember. Do you remember when he retired? I think it was 2001. Or said he was going to retire, sorry. And then he went back on that. And then what he had was a rolling contract. So there was never this question of, oh, well, your contract's about to be up in, you know, a year or 18 months, like in Guardiola's case. Are you going to sign a new one? Which are the questions that are going to start coming. This rolling contract just renewed, and that's sort of a little bit predicated against that sort of a lack of sort of certainty. But you are right. It's an incredibly difficult thing to keep quiet. So you do wonder whether they would get out in front of it. And so, as I say, you know, metaphorical gun to my head. I actually, you know, if I had to say, I do believe he himself is still not decided yet. Now, listen, he might wake up tomorrow or next week. Each time he's renewed, certainly at least 2 times, maybe even 3 times, there's been a sense that he wouldn't renew, and he has done, right? Yeah, and as I sort of say, 2 or 3 the last times he has renewed and that surprised people who know him very well. So do not rule out him extending again. You know, I really think he himself, he loves football. It's a drug. He's rebuilt this team. You know, Ryan Shirky looks a heck of a player, almost like a new De Bruyne. I'm going to stick my neck out here. He almost looks like he could be better than Phil Foden, yes. And Foden's obviously a very important player for Manchester City at the moment and previously. So he's got a maverick there, a bit like the De Bruyne sort of style player. And it's just elements like that makes me wonder whether he's still a relatively young man, right? I know he's been a manager there or at City for 10 years, but he's 55. Still a very young in management, you know, sort of for a manager of his profile, because he's been such a genius, because he started, late 30s at Barcelona. He's been going so long. So I think everything is possible.
I suppose it depends what motivates him, Jamie, doesn't it? You know, if it's competition that motivates him, then if Arsenal do win the league, then that might make him go, actually, I'm going to hang around and I'm going to beat Arteta at my own game. And, you know, I'm going to try and win another Champions League.
100%, Charlie. Or if they win the title, why walk away? It's the start of a new team, a new cycle, as I'm saying. Yeah. You know, if they were to be champions, or even a very strong second, if I can put it that way, he will be looking at it thinking, well, you know, I'm going to add 1 or 2 players again this summer. Let's go again the next 3 or 4 years. I could just see that happening. It's interesting. You asked what motivates him, Charlie. I think it's just the day-to-day management of top-level players. He absolutely loves. He's not particularly keen on the media requirements, like a lot of them. And I don't understand why, but he absolutely loves plotting on the training ground, for games with players and that whole thing. And he's got it perfect, Manchester City. They absolutely love him there, as they should, because he is a one-off. He's the Ferguson of our times, if I can put it that way. And so I do believe that it'd be very difficult for him to walk away. And he's aware of all these things. He's a highly intelligent man. He's well-read. All these sort of things. He has a hinterland, as we know about. He's sort of political, not political, but he's sort of humanitarian stance, let's put it that way. And so therefore, I think it'd be a big deal for him to have to walk away. But again, with these sort of people, maybe there comes a time where you think, I've done a decade, I've won all this stuff, I've left an amazing team for the... And if you remember, he did say that last season he had to stick around because they were in such a dip.
Yeah.
He couldn't leave the club at that point. So maybe, yes, if you leave, even if it doesn't win the championship, or if it does, he thinks, okay, this is my legacy. I've left them an amazing squad, a young squad.
Finally, Carabao must love him, mustn't they? Because he always takes this competition so seriously, doesn't he? He never sees it as the one that he can sort of throw away. They invariably get to the final every year. It's going to be an interesting final, isn't it? Now Arsenal have made it as well. I don't quite know what he's going to tell us, but I think it should be a very interesting game. Yeah, I mean,
he's going for a fifth Carabao. I think it will tell us a little bit because both of them will obviously want to win. It depends what the states of the squad, but I'll be surprised if it's not the strongest sides each manager can put out.
Yeah.
And, they have a little bit of a love-hate relationship, these two. Don't know if you remember the game at the Etihad last season, but afterwards there was sort of a bit of a fallout about dark arts from the City players, about Arsenal players, and then Pep Guardiola said, I have all the information on City from when he was there for 3 years as a sort of assistant coach. And Guardiola, this is how I started my match report actually yesterday, for this morning's Guardian, all about this. So that will be, by operators like me, that may well be revived. Is that sort of element still there between the pair? So I think it's spicy. And as you say, for the Carabao Cup or the football, the League Cup, this is the sort of final you want, So you've got the two best teams in the land, basically, and they're going to be competing for this trophy.
Good stuff, Jamie. We'll catch up with you soon. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
All the best. It's Jamie Jackson, the Guardian.
Got to let James Trafford play, Paul, surely.
He made a good save last night, didn't he?
Play,
wasn't the busiest. I mean, that game was killed by scoring in the 7th minute like that. You knew it was done. It was really done at that.
Pep for England, Paul? Maybe Pep Guardiola, next England manager, if we don't win the World Cup.
I'd like to go off and do something. He'd probably have a year off. He did that. Barney went off to New York and spent 6 months. He's a bit of a free spirit, but I don't sense it. Not yet, anyway. But can Arsenal win the quadruple? I certainly hope not. That's me editorialising. Are they the best team in Premier League history? I think that's a bit tight, even from a Tottenham fan. Flex, Harry Symeon, Sam Ellard discuss whether the Gunners really are the real deal, whether they're flattering to deceive in the latest episode of the talkSPORT Daily podcast, available on all your favourite podcast platforms and the talkSPORT app now. Talking about affectations, Kendrick Lamar went to the Grammys wearing one hand wrap, boxer's hand wrap on his right hand.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of affectation stories, haven't we?
Yeah, this is nice. On our school bus, a lad nicknamed Ginge came on and started saying, "Oh, that was close. Oh, that was close.
And no one bit.
No one bit. That was close. Oh, that was close."
Yeah.
And he was putting his hands on his head, and until one of the lads eventually went, "All right, what was close, George?" His hand shot up, and he was straight into the story of how he took his dad's moped for a spin, and he drove onto the middle of the white lines and nearly crashed between two cars. And whoa, that was close. No one was interested.
I might just add to the list now. We've just seen the sports minister, Lisa Nandy, over in Milan for the Winter Olympics, and she's wearing the official Adidas Team GB coat. The sort of big coat.
Nice,
Now, I'm actually going to need a big coat because it's cold there, isn't it?
Yeah, could have taken one.
Could have taken. All I'm saying is, you're not playing, are you? You're not. I mean,
8 to 89. You're not playing.
Are you strictly part of the team?
It is when we did the Lions launch, Paul. I don't remember. I had the same
top honours
Mario Itoje.
Yeah, and you really rocked it. You look so much better in it than he did.
I did breathe in a lot when he turned up.
Yeah, that's it. Affectations then, talksport.com, text 81089, tweet TSH and J. Talking of rugby, we've got the opening of the Six Nations tonight. France, that's right, Thursday. France v Ireland over in Paris. An intriguing game. Dave Kilcoyne, the former Ireland prop, is going to join us for a chat very shortly.
don't mean that, man.
Okay, stop
man,
shouting at me.
let me get the out of here, bro. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Talking about my peoples and all that. It's hard to believe a black man than a white man. The cheated. Tell him to sue me so I can show the facts early. Because when the documentary and everything, the story come out, I'm going to show everything.
Fantastic.
I'm going to get all the people that know and all the people that's in the inside. He got people that in the inside of him. That can know. I don't, what? I don't about that.
I'm not a Fury
I don't about it. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first place. It ain't got to do with him.
Fair enough.
The you talking about?
And with that, he was out of there. How on earth do you reflect on that? What was he going on about?
Well, look, I mean, at the time, I was a little bit embarrassed because I thought the show's coming off the rails and it was a big show and Deontay Wilder's a big name, so I'm sitting there thinking I'm a bit embarrassed by it. Then I thought, he's a bit of a tit. And then I thought, is he on drugs or something, or is this theatrics? And then I just came around to the conclusion that it's not right. He's not well. And all this ayahuasca stuff it's probably worked in reverse. I thought it was supposed to make you calm and zen-like. Listen, I didn't provoke Deontay Wilder by asking him a question that he didn't want to answer. I asked him a question about something he'd said, not something I was trying to engineer into clickbait. He called Tyson Fury a cheat. He's sitting in England. Tyson Fury, in some people's minds, is a legend in boxing. And so you're sitting in England. I thought, not unreasonable. Someone else asked him the question, and he didn't like it. And he can't answer it. So he gets all agitated and upset about it. He turns it into a debate about oppression. I mean, there's loads more that you didn't see. You know, he threatened to punch me in the face and talked about lynching and God knows whatever else. And I understand that he's got things in his life that have challenged him. But later on in the afternoon, you saw him. He went off to do some other stuff, and he was much more relaxed about it. But that looks to me like a man that's struggling with things, because there was no reason for that reaction. There was no provocation. There was no incitement. It wasn't a case of you were told not to ask that question, so don't ask it. No, I wasn't told not to ask that question. It was on the schedule by the producer. It was a reasonable question to ask, and so we asked.
Simon Jordan's told us he's disappointed by the way Deontay Wilder reacted to his question about Tyson Fury.
There was no reason for that reaction. There was no provocation. There was no incitement.
And in case you missed it,
I don't give a about that.
I'm not a Fury
I don't give a about it. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first place. It ain't got to do with him.
Fair enough.
You can watch the full thing back on the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube. Well, Simon's told us Wilder looked like a man who's struggling and reveals he threatened to punch him in the face. Elsewhere today, as Arne Slot's attempts to transform Liverpool continue, he's praised the hard work put in by Florian Wirtz.
Not only on the pitch, also in the gym. And then as a manager, even if he is maybe physically struggling a little bit in the start, you need to keep on playing him because that's the only way players can improve.
Meanwhile, Jeremy Frimpong's still out and Joe Gomez could be on the bench for Liverpool at home to Man City on Sunday. Meanwhile, the EFL will not change their rules to allow Mark Guehi to play in the League Cup final. And Blair Kinghorn, Darcy Graham and Duhan van der Merwe have all been dropped for Scotland's Six Nations opener in Italy on Saturday. Glasgow's Jamie Doby and Carl Stein start on the wings. The tournament starts tonight with France versus Ireland in Paris. There's more at talksport.com.
Yes, it is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. The birthday spread to come a little bit later on. Chat GPT is going to be very excited when he joins us after 2, when they join us after 2. Rugby Six Nations Championship gets underway tonight with France taking on Ireland in Paris. Our own Andrew McKenna explains why it all gets underway on a Thursday on this occasion and looks ahead to the first round of games.
Yes, Thursday night, that regular rugby union hotbed. It's not going to become a regular thing. It's purely down to they wanted to play tomorrow night. But it's the Winter Olympics opening ceremony then, and they couldn't go up against that, so they brought the game forward instead. Ireland are short of some names due to injuries, so it's a new-looking squad and team for Andy Farrell. But then the French have changed some things around as well. I doubt many people expected Damien Penaud, who scored 40 tries in 59 games, to be left out of their squad completely. Saturday sees England take on Wales. Teams for these matches have to be announced 2 days before the match, so Thursday in this case. Steve Borthwick was so confident this week, he named his team on Monday. But when you have Itoje, Curry and Pollock among those on the bench, you can see why he'd be confident. What Steve Tandy and Wales would give for that kind of depth. Can they put all the off-field issues behind them for one of the great upsets? And Scotland kick off in Italy. Not the most frightening of fixtures, and given the form of Glasgow Warriors, Scotland should go there feeling very confident. Italy are no pushover anymore, but it'll take a big performance from them to replace the Olympics on the back pages.
Thank you very much, Macca. If you're looking for omens, the last time it was played on a Thursday, opening Six Nations games, New Year's Day.
Okay.
And that was also France-Ireland. And Ireland went on to win the Grand Slam.
New Year's Day?
Yeah, I know.
Happy New Year.
1948.
Oh, right, okay.
Dave Kilcoyne joins us now, the former Ireland prop. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
How are you doing, lads?
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
I thought you might be getting the Eurostar over. In your particular position, Ireland are in a bit of trouble, aren't they, at the moment? There's props-wise, loose-head prop-wise, there's issues.
I should have brought the boots with me, would have had a glass of wine already, so I don't think I'd be any use to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting time for Ireland, isn't it? It's a sort of bit of a transitional period, and what with the injuries, it's going to be a tough night. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, big time, as you alluded to there, especially in that loose head position. Andrew Porter picking up a knock, and Paddy McCarthy, who had an unbelievable autumn series, and big expectations of him here in this country to put pressure on Ports, and just the next incumbent for him to go down, and then the next man up then was Jack Boyle, and he ends up snapping his Achilles tendon. So then you're down to, third, fourth choice lads. But look, it's a big chance for them. 2 Munster men in there, Jeremy Loughman and Mike Milner. And then you've other positions were tied as well. Ty Furlong is out now with injury.
Yeah.
So look, the squad, you could say, is decimated a little bit through injury. But knowing Andy Farrell, he loves this kind of a test in players. He loves a little bit of chaos. Other coaches would kind of shy away from this and use it as an excuse. He'd be very much, this is the cards we're dealt. He wants to see how lads will adapt in this situation, and especially when you're trying to build towards the World Cup, it gets no lads.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew McKenna was saying earlier on to Jim and Simon and the gang that it's often advantage France after a Lions tour, their first Six Nations after a Lions tour, because says they haven't been beating the bejesus out of each other as all the other boys have. I mean, do you think there's something in that, Dave?
I think there's probably a bit of truth in it. You look at the provinces, if you look at the form of the provinces at the start of the year, I know Munster they got a good few wins at the start, but their Lions lads weren't playing. But if you look at Leinster then, when the Lions lads came back, you're a bit disjointed. You're trying to get up to pace. You're coming in mid-season. Yourself, having a pre-season with your team and using that and then bringing it into season. Whereas you come half back in, 5 or 6 weeks into season, you're doing your pre-season, catching up. Then you're coming in trying to catch games. I think France definitely an advantage from that point of view.
If Ireland want to win tonight, they're going to have to beat and stop Antoine Dupont, probably the best player in the very much the best player in the tournament, possibly in the world.
Yeah,
it's like a slippery little eel, isn't he?
That match up with the scrum halves will be interesting tonight, Dave, won't it?
The rods need to be in the water for that eel. You need 15 rods for that man. He needs to be caught and gut. Yeah, no, he's going to be. He's key to what they do. He's been such a talisman for them over the years. It still is.
Yeah.
But Ireland, look, as you know, he's a slippery eel. We know he's a slippery eel. That's the one thing about it, I suppose. He's essentially a marked man, but you still got to go out there and do it. They'll have their homework done on him. He's array of strengths, whether it's his carrying, passing, kicking, he's so many. But it'll be a big battle for it, and they know what they have to do. So fingers crossed they can contain him.
Yeah. In the tournament overall, obviously France and Ireland are big favourites. But England having a bit of a resurgence at the moment. I think there's a feeling that they could do well. Scotland are in the frame. There's 4 teams that could win it. I mean, how are you viewing England's chances, Dave?
I had my money on Wales and Italy. Here you've look. I think England are more than in with a chance. I think them and France are very much favourites. England have been, in red hot form of late. A lot of youngsters coming through. You look at the Premiership. You even look at some of the bench. Steve is obviously feeling very confident, naming it on Monday, and you've likes Itoje and these lads on the bench. Curry. The emergence likes of Pollock and these. So I think they're in a great form going into it. And I think France, then, if we're being realistic, just the form they've had as well and the quality of player they've available to them, as you alluded to there about the Lions lads not having to readjust into a squad, that's a big advantage. And also, this year is different, and there's only one fallow week, so it's a big test on bodies. And lads who've been on Lions tours, I think that's going to come in. It's another week recovery, for lads who bodies might be a little bit battered after a Lions tour. And also, France have they've Ireland and England at home, which is also a massive advantage. So I think France is probably odds-on favourite with the bookies at the moment.
And what's it like playing in Paris, Dave? What's the atmosphere like?
Well, my last outing in Paris wasn't too good. We lost to the All Blacks over here, so I'm not the right man to ask in the World Cup. So I have horrible memories of that game. But look, that's sport, isn't it? It's an unbelievable city. Unbelievable place. Just landed here. I'm staying in some chateau here in the middle of Paris. Nice. Different kind of pressure this time. Not having to worry about going to play. Just enjoy it. Really looking forward to the spectacle. Some city, some support. And at 9 o'clock, you're always going to get. I know it's a Thursday night, but that's the French over here. Our games were like that time at the World Cup, and the atmosphere was unbelievable there. Incredible stadium, great sport. So looking forward to it. And just a quickie on a TV innovation tonight: ads during the game. Just around the scrums, they're going to have these split ads, a couple of big. I know, yeah. But look, I saw Owen Slot from the Times saying today, look, if you want to keep rugby on terrestrial TV, the Six Nations, you have to kind of suck it up a little bit. Yeah. I mean, apparently over in Ireland, this has happened before during some of the coverage. Dave, have you seen this? I've seen little bits of it, yeah, but I know it's the last thing probably people want to do. But look, if it's at the detriment to the game and we need it, I suppose. Or you could just zoom in here and I'll give you the actual answers here on the scrum call and these. We have a lot of bluffers out there and a lot of props making faces. I'll give you the cold hard facts here. The props know the dark arts.
I mean, there's plenty of downtime in a rugby union match where you could put ads. So I don't know why they have to do it during scrums. I mean,
often while they're setting the scrums up and everything. I mean, that does give you. Well, that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to do it.
Not during the.
No, they're not going to. If someone's, there's a beautiful move happening. I don't think they're going to slide an advert in. Well, I wouldn't put it past them, really. Well, Dave, it sounds like you're having fun there in the chateau. Sounds a lot nicer maybe than the Twickenham Travelodge when you cover the England game. So.
Well, I'll be over for the Twickenham game. I'm playing in that Legends game for Lewis Moody, so it's great.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it's a great cause. Obviously, delighted to. It's the first game I played in since I retired, so I don't know how much shoulder will hold up, but for such a good cause, I was delighted to, and a lot of the Irish players are really looking forward to pitching in and helping. Incredible servant and such tragic news, but hopefully the Irish are behind them and looking forward to getting over.
Absolutely. Dave, enjoy the game tonight. All the best. Thanks very much.
Thanks, lads. Enjoy. See you later.
Thank you very much.
Dave Kilcoyne there, the former Ireland prop. We'll keep you updated with that in kick-off. Natalie Soy and Leanne Sanderson keeping an eye on that one once it gets on. It's 8:10 start, I think, this evening. So, yeah. Have we had any more affectation?
I'll be honest, Paul, it had passed me by that it was on tonight till I came in today.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased that I will watch that.
Because it does throw you. Thursday night, you just not... I mean, we have Friday night games, obviously, but you're not expecting that. The Winter Olympics does get underway tomorrow. As you said on the Venn diagram, it was a very good point, Charlie. I don't see a massive amount of crossover between Ireland and France rugby fans and people who watch the opening ceremony of the... Maybe Snoop Dogg wanted to be at the rugby. And that's
maybe that's what it is. Hi, H&B. Thank you. Yes. I used to play rugby for Worcester Uni. And one day we went to Loughborough Uni to play their fourth team. At the end of the game, I spotted an unclaimed Loughborough Uni hoodie on the side of the pitch. I nicked it and enjoyed walking around in it, so people thought I went to Loughborough, which is a much better uni than Worcester.
That's a bit harsh.
Yeah, that's Brian Lee. If he did not go to Loughborough, you can check.
Well, these mates, and I'm sure I thought he went. I saw that sweatshirt.
It must be pretty good. Went Loughborough.
Yeah, you've got to be a decent player. They got snapped up. Yeah. It is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. This is because Kendrick Lamar wore one boxer's wrap on his, not a ham wrap, as Charlie thought I said. Kendrick Lamar did not take a ham wrap to the Grammys. Although that would be an affectation, wouldn't it?
I've been to those sorts of do's, Paul, and it's often the food is not up to scratch.
Yeah.
You don't know when you're going to get fed.
You don't, do you? It's normally a bit of chicken or a bit of steak,
or just like
or the veggie option.
Some vol au vents knocking about beforehand.
I mean, often we'd go to these do's when I worked on 90 Minutes, and you had a couple of vegetarians. The veggie option was just generally a vegetable pie. That's it. Just thrown in front of them.
Chips.
The pariahs.
Chips, I'll take it.
Yeah. Anyway, do let us know the affectations we're looking for today. Talksport.com, text 81089 tweet TSH and J. We're going to enter the world of non-league next with a man who sold one of his former sports franchises to actor Bill Murray. Nick Samaka is going to tell us about his involvement with Wealdstone FC, which also gives us a chance to dust down the Wealdstone Raiders songs. You've got no fans. We're going to be playing that for you, so really don't touch that dial because it is a thing of beauty and a joy forever.
If you wanted to feel like Groundhog Day, you should get involved in non-league football.
And there's other developments in non-league football we may well discuss in a moment. You listen to Hawksbee and Baker on talkSPORT with Toolstation. Pick up your wet weather essentials today. Next stop, Toolstation. Obviously, I don't think he feels particularly happy about his treatment, and I spent a lot of time suggesting to me that a lot of people were very complimentary about his tenure at Spurs, and I went through a roll call of people that were very complimentary about him because he did a good job in my view. May not have won as many things as he could do and should have done, perhaps as Spurs as a football club, but as a person that's built a spaceship that maybe some other captain can fly to the moon, there's a huge amount of potential there.
Okay.
Can I go and do Deontay Wilder now?
No, you can't. We're sitting up in here in Newcastle. Steve Bruce is asking for you.
Is he?
I'm alongside Alex Crook and Gabby Bonlahor. You're waiting for Chisora and Wilder. Are we right?
Where are you, Simon? You should be up here in the northeast. You kind of get past Watford these days.
I know. I figured to myself, do I want to go up to the north and get a nosebleed? No, I do not. So I stayed down here. And what I'll probably get is a nosebleed from Deontay Wilder if I ask some bloody saucy question.
Oh, good luck with him, by the way.
Indeed, have fun. I see Gabby's increasing the tone of the environment up there.
Simon, I've just found out that you actually said that the Saudis wouldn't buy Newcastle, so
Oh, gee,
they did a week later.
Oh, gee, Gabby, nice to see you're current. That was 3.5 years ago, you clown.
Simon, just before you leave us, on the Tottenham Hotspur situation and the Levy situation, Levy reportedly in discussion to sell 30%, which would work out at £1 billion. Is there pressure on Daniel to sell to these people?
No.
From an ENIC perspective?
Well, no. Not necessarily, because ENIC might not want to jump into bed with these guys. I can't speak to that. But Daniel is a shareholder in his own right.
a trip to South Africa with the Barmy Army on talkSPORT.
Yes, how does escaping the winter for the holiday of a lifetime sound? Well, it sounds pretty good, obviously. So, giving you an incredible 7-day trip for two to South Africa. No, you're all right. For the 2027 New Year's test, you'll spend 6 nights in stunning Cape Town, cheering on England at the iconic Newlands ground with the official Barmy Army. We've covered your flight, your hotel, match tickets, plus £2,500 in spending money.
That's nice.
The countdown is on. You've only got until 4 p.m. tomorrow to get your entry in, so listen up. Charlie's got all the details of how to enter.
Yeah, for your chance to win, text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or call 0343 418 7260. Lines close tomorrow at 4 p.m, and that's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 now.
Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Our Wildston guest, we're struggling to get hold of at the moment.
Non-league phone line.
The club find themselves in a little bit of peril around their ground and, could face expulsion. So we may come back to that story. In the meantime, though, another story from the world of the National League, and Charlie's a Torquay United fan in the National League South. The EFL board are going to discuss the National League's 3-up campaign, the 3 teams getting automatic promotion, thereby relegation. And that's happening, I think, today, with a view to putting it on the agenda for a 72-club meeting next month.
Yeah.
Now, that does feel a bit turkeys voting for Christmas. In the old days, they had to be strong-armed into doing away with re-election, which meant, these old clubs that had finished bottom would get re-elected.
Because those old clubs were Torquay United, Paul.
Well, they had a good drinks cabinet, and they always looked after the directors. The other clubs that were always struggling.
All the chair people liked their trips down to Torquay rather than going to Telford or whatever.
Exactly.
So get re-elected.
It always felt a bit grubby, to be honest. I'm sure that wasn't the case, but it certainly felt like it.
Oh no, that was the case, Paul. Yeah.
Somebody used to go and watch Enfield now and again, who used to win the league every year, but couldn't come up because clearly their drinks cabinet wasn't up to scratch. Anyway, it's an interesting one, though, isn't it? Because it does feel pretty unfair that at all other levels. The only thing I would say, Charlie, and you can put me right on this, is that sometimes the team that could finish third in the National League, their ground may not be up to scratch. There'll be certain criteria that they're going to have to meet if they're going to come up.
Yeah.
I mean, digging up your plastic pitch and all
Once upon a time, that would be true. I'll give you the top 8 of the National League at the moment, Paul. Rochdale, York, Carlisle, Forest Green, Boreham Wood, Scunthorpe and Halifax. So 6 of those are pretty classic Football League teams.
Yeah.
Actually, so that doesn't quite exist. A lot of clubs now, the level has risen.
For people that don't know,
the level has risen of the National League.
You have one team that comes up automatically, and you have one that comes up via a playoff.
7-team playoff. That is very difficult to work out. It's a bit like Ted Bovis on the end of 3-2.
You're Ted Rogers
on the end
Ted
of
Bovis from Heidi High.
Ted Rogers on the end of 3-2-1. Yes. How it works. Plastic pitches. There are plastic pitches in the National League. Sutton had to rip theirs up.
Yeah.
Which. And then they went up into the league, and then they've gone straight back down again. Not straight back down. I think they had a season up there.
Yeah,
that does affect communities.
Yeah,
that could, because the thing is with the 3G pitches.
Yeah, schools use it.
Kids use it. It's a constant. People aren't just in the club Tuesday, Saturday.
The club lose revenue.
They do that. So that is one of the arguments there. Will they vote for it? I've no idea. But a lot of clubs and a lot of teams who are in the League One and League Two were in the National League, so they might know the benefit, unless they want to pull the drawbridge up. They know the benefit of going up and down. It does make it a proper fair pyramid then as well.
So if you are asking the 72 club officials to vote for it,
I
mean, as I said, it does feel like it's kind of counterintuitive from their point of view.
Well, half of those are never going to be in League Two, are they? Half those teams are never ever going to be in League Two, so it doesn't really matter. So it only affects half of them. The financial difference of going out of the Football League does affect you after about 3 years. There are parachute payments. So,
well, there was a time you'd lose. I remember talking to Steve Perham at the time, and Exeter went down, and I think you lose kind of FA development money, and
you lose
stuff.
that. You enter,
and so you lose a lot.
You enter the cups later. You're not in certain cups. So there are a lot of financial differences. No wage cap in the National League. I don't think I'm saying that. I think that's right. The level has risen.
Yeah.
The level of the National League has risen. So it's not like it's...
But you'd be for it, Charlie.
Listen, I'm for it because I'm in the National League.
Yeah.
So I want to get out of it as soon as possible. So, we go. The financial restrictions in the EFL are more stringent than in the National League, our friend says. So,
we shall find out. Anyway,
We'll never know,
they're gonna have the vote today to decide whether it goes on to...
well, I imagine they'll have a chat about it, But also the teams that go up often do, like Bromley at the moment. Bromley have
done well.
Flying in League Two, doing absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Another team that had a plastic pitch, So,
We shall see. Still to come, H&B versus ChatGPT. Josh Simpson, who's a world record holder, played 652 golf courses in a year.
Lucky him.
That does take some doing.
Yeah.
Jason Dimitriou's going to join us, the London Broncos head coach. They've got a big game against newly promoted Bradford Bulls. They're playing in the Challenge Cup. So we're going to be having a chat with him. And Tim Vickery joins us as well. All the latest on the world of South American football. Plus a birthday spread. Hal Robson-Kanu popping in to see us, formerly of the Baggies in Wales. That's all to come.
Is there pressure on you, Luke, going into this as defending champion? Because you're there to be knocked off the perch, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. There's always pressure on you when you're the defending champion of any tournament. I think the pressure's always going to be on Luke Littler more than anybody because he's winning all the time and he's expected to keep winning. And if he doesn't win, then it's a surprise nowadays. So obviously I ran him close on Sunday in the Masters. And he knows that, there's other players now playing pretty well. Gern Price is playing good and Gian's testing him. So, Luke Littler's definitely the man to beat. But, of course, I'm the reigning champion. So, yeah, he's going to want to take that off my hands and I'm going to do everything I can to...
Let me pick you up on that. You declared after Sunday's narrow defeat to him in the Masters final, the Winmau Masters final, Luke Littler, the greatest darts player that's ever lived. Is he?
Yeah, I'm not going to backtrack on that. I think... what I mean to have said, maybe he's the most talented dart player ever. I still think that maybe, the argument would still stand with maybe Phil is the greatest, of course, of what he achieved. But I just think natural, raw talent that he's got, I think that is, to me, what would say is the greatest dart player ever. And, it's just the way he doesn't ever fold under pressure. He's always so great. And, it's hard to sit here and backtrack and say, no, Phil. So Phil is one of the greatest, of course, but I just think with his talent, he's the most talented dart.
Because I found it a bit curious, Luke, because you're great rivals, and yet you're saying, well, he's the greatest guy of the lot. He's the greatest player of the lot.
Of course, but that doesn't mean I can't beat him, or I won't beat him, or I won't challenge him. But, like I said, he is the most talented dart player in the world. I think it's obvious. Me saying it was kind of just stating the obvious, really. But that doesn't take anything away from myself thinking I'm just going to, lose every game I play against him. I ran him close on Sunday, and he's still there to be beaten. I can beat him. I've beaten him in many major finals before. So, yeah, as much as I was giving him a great compliment, that wasn't me backing down saying, I'm just going to give you the wins every time. I'm still up for, trying to test him every week.
ChatGPT has exciting news very shortly after Will Hobbs with the sports headlines.
talkSPORT Sports Update powered by the Nissan Van Range. Commercial vehicles built around your business. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
Thank you, Paul. Simon Jordan's told us he's disappointed by the way Deontay Wilder reacted to his question about Tyson Fury.
There was no reason for that reaction. There was no provocation. There was no incitement
In case you missed it.
No,
I don't give a about that.
I'm not a few.
I don't give a about it. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first place. It ain't got to do with him.
Fair enough.
You can watch the full thing back on the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel. Simon's told us Wilder looks like a man who's struggling, but Spencer Oliver revealed at the press conference later in the day Wilder said he wants to have a cup of tea with Simon, so watch this space. Meanwhile, the EFL will not change their rules to allow Mark Guehi to play in the League Cup final for Man City. Lewis Rees-Zammit switches to fullback for his Wales Six Nations return against England on Saturday. Loris Delalio says England fans have every right to dream big this year.
They know their identity, they know the way they're playing, and they, for the first time ever, Steve Borthwick, the coach, who's never really enjoyed necessarily the media side of it, instead of saying, game by game by game, he's actually publicly come out and said, I want to be going down the stretch in Paris with the championship on the line.
Meanwhile, Blair Kinghorn, Darcy Graham and Duhan van der Merwe have all been dropped for Scotland's Six Nations opener in Italy. Glasgow's Jamie Doby and Carl Steyn start on the wings. The tournament starts tonight with France versus Ireland in Paris. And Great Britain's curlers have made it 2 wins from 2 at the Winter Olympics. The mixed team, led by Bruce Moa and Jen Dodds, followed up their success against Norway with a 10-5 victory over Estonia. They're back in action this evening against the Czech Republic.
talkSPORT News.
Kemi Badenoch's urging Labour MPs to call for a vote of no confidence in the Prime Minister, and an inquiry into the deadliest channel crossing found that some of the 30 people who died could have been saved. More from the news team in half an hour.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. With over 600 centres across the UK, most of which open 7 days a week, we're always there when you need us. QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
Mostly cloudy and wet, heavy rain showers across southern and southwestern England. The northwest will see some brighter spells, but cold wind for all.
Good afternoon, it is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. We're in second hour of today's show. We'll salute world record holder Joe. I think he's waiting confirmation from good people at Guinness. But as far as we know, he's broken the world record for the most golf courses played in a year. Yeah, they'll tell us what that experience was like. Tim Vickery brings us the very latest in the world of South American football. And Jason Dimitri joins us, the London Broncos head coach. They have a big game in the Challenge Cup this weekend. And they're trying to build something in London, trying to establish a London franchise and get the crowds in. And Jason's obviously got great experience in the NRL, Rabbitohs, etc.
There's no reason it shouldn't be. It's such a great game.
He'd like more southern players in the team, and that's been a bit of a tough nut to crack over the years. Anyway, Jason joins us for a chat later on. And Hal Robson-Kanu's popping in the final hour, and we'll have a birthday spread.
Very nice.
But before all of that, Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
It is time once again.
Oh, good.
For H&B versus ChatGPT.
H&B versus ChatGPT.
Yes, H&B versus ChatGPT. A very, very simple idea where myself and Charlie look at some of the bigger games heading into the weekend.
Yeah.
And we try and predict the scores of them.
You do, Paul. You won last month. Do you know that?
Oh, did I?
You were top of the league with 35 points. You beat the internet, ChatGPT, that we take on, 29 points.
I mean, Chat has absolutely no excuse for not winning it every month because ChatGPT is constantly learning. We're told robots are going to take over the world, but based on this...
They're not.
They're not, are they?
Based on this, you're taking over the world.
Well, okay.
I quite like the
idea.
Paul,
somebody's going to take over the world.
I'll take it. Don't think you're on any list yet. Charlie Baker on 20 points at the bottom of the league. Well, I did win last month, so, you know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, you can bounce back.
You never know. We go again.
And so, ChatGPT, the knower of all things, tries to predict the scores of the games, as do we. Really should be winning every month because it's constantly learning, but somehow often comes up short. I don't know what it is.
Don't know what it is.
But, if you're expecting quite a fruity continuity announcer type voice, ChatGPT, you've probably got used to that. Well, think again, because we didn't have that kind of budget. Ours is a touch shonkier, but hopefully they have their own charm. So let's say, hello, Chat. What are you up to at the moment?
Can't wait for the Winter Olympics, lads.
Oh.
It's the best Olympics.
Oh, it's the best Olympics.
Best
the winter.
Olympics,
Can't
then.
wait for the winter in Cortina tomorrow. Yes, yes, yeah.
Very a bit slow today, Charlie.
Yeah, it's sounding a bit slow. It's quite chilly, isn't it? I suppose that's why. Yeah.
I am no good in snow. When I get back from Milan, they will have to put me in a bag of rice in an airing cupboard.
Yeah, I suppose they will. Bag of rice in an airing cupboard. Imagine his hard disk or... I mean, that's not what ChatGPT is.
I don't know what ChatGPT
it's not like
is.
It's not like a little home computer, is it? Not a desktop. Anyway.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I went to a fight the other night, and an ice hockey match broke out.
Oh, I see. He's
doing some...
Ha 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 ha.
Laughing at your own jokes. Yeah, very nice.
So what else you up to at the Winter Olympics,
Anything else?
chat?
Yeah, got any...
Me and Snoop Dogg are hanging out tomorrow ahead of the opening ceremony.
Oh, very nice. Snoop Dogg, hanging out with Snoop Dogg. That's brilliant. Yes, yeah.
I have never seen him in cartoon, but I have seen him with an escort.
Oh,
right. Oh, okay. Cortina? Isn't it Cortina?
Slightly ruins the joke, but
It does slightly kill the
Never
joke,
seen him in Cortina, but I have seen him with an escort.
Yeah, well, that was also a very nice car.
Very nice car. Very nice car.
Have you seen anybody else, chat?
I also saw Torville and Dean lads.
Oh, so Torville and Dean lads. Oh, that's nice.
Jane kept falling over. I said it's not the end of Valero, Jane.
Oh, okay. Well, I bet she doesn't take well to that, does she?
Christopher got an early night. Says he is sick of a song and hates wearing purple.
Yeah, I can understand it. And the amount of time that people must just go up to the pair of them and go, da-da-da, da-da-da, and right in front of their faces. And what are they supposed to say to that?
If you were Torville and Dean, you should fall over. You could just say, just practicing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they've had a
40 years, bloody hell, sick of it.
Is that what they said? I don't think they would have said that, chap. I think you're making that up. Have you seen any other stars from winter sports?
Oh, yeah.
Ed the Eagle turned up and kept going on about his film.
I love the fact he calls him Ed the Eagle.
Ed the Eagle's
Yeah.
different person.
Ed the Eagle Edwards. It just doesn't work, does it? Anything?
Spurs would be good in the Winter Olympics, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
They are going downhill quickly.
Lovely stuff. Very good. Spurs in the mud, chat. Yeah.
Let's have a look at the football, shall we?
No word on who you love this month. What
Who
a
do you
shame.
love,
Do you
chap?
love? No word on it. No, not inputted.
Okay, well, that's
I
strange.
love
he loves-
Robbie Williams, lads.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
that's nice. Yeah, anyone else?
No. Who else do you love? Anybody else?
Anybody else?
I am loving Beavers instead.
Okay, fair
We'll
enough.
take that.
Yeah, that'll do. So, Accrington Stanley versus the scoring system's too convoluted. A Chat GPT came up with
It is a real scoring system.
It is.
You know.
Yes. Okay, Accrington Stanley versus Salford. Accrington on a decent run, aren't they, at the moment? I'd say. I'm going to go for the draw, though. Isn't our old mate Carl Robinson there? So I'm going to go. One each. A bit of one each around that game this evening.
Chat.
Salford are riding the crest of wave under Carl Robinson. However, Accrington have scored 7 goals in their last 2 matches. 2-1 win for Salford.
2-1 for Salford. Yeah, sounds a bit Scandinavian.
Bit, yeah, that's probably why he's at the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you reckon,
Accrington
Charlie?
Stand. Why are they on a Thursday night? Is that the Winter Olympics as well?
Just don't want to clash.
Scared of clashes.
Just again on the Venn diagram, rugby fans and Accrington and Salford fans want to be in to see the Winter Olympic opening
love the
ceremony.
Winter Olympics opening ceremony.
Yeah.
I like Carl Robinson. 3-1, I'm going to say, to Salford City.
Oh, blimey.
1-3.
He's got to Salford at Accrington.
Yes, Paul.
Blimey,
I know
okay.
you sound shocked, but I'm going with that.
Just a reminder that Charlie finished bottom.
I did finish bottom last month, but I've got to go for it.
Tomorrow night.
Got to live my true life.
Charlton Athletic versus QPR. Wow. They're going well, QPR, aren't they, at the moment? Doing pretty well, barring the little blip against Wrexham, the late fight back.
Am I thinking they beat Cov at the weekend? They beat Cov at the weekend?
Yeah, they're going well. I think they'll have a bit too much for Charlton, who've not had the best of times at home. I'm going to go. I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 to the R's.
Nathan Jones, Paul.
Nathan Jones. Yeah.
Hello, children.
Yeah.
Heidi, hi.
Yeah. Fair enough. What are we? You in the front row? No, I'm not doing that bit.
Who'd like a sweetie?
I'm not doing that bit. Yes. Charlton v QPR chat.
This London derby at the Val is a high-stakes encounter for both sides. While QPR are higher in the table, their away form has been a major Achilles heel. 1-1 draw.
1-1
draw.
11 o'clock and not a sausage pricked.
Yes.
Yes. PM
Yeah.
QPR.
He's never
QPR.
done Panto, has he,
He'd
as far as I know?
He'd be great in it.
Be great in Panto.
2-1 to QPR. Same as you. Pointless.
So you go. Okay, you gone 2-1
Pointless.
QPR.
Just trying to hang in there as
Fair
early
enough.
in the month.
And Saturday, a very interesting matchup. That, by the way, Charlton QPR talkSPORT 2 exclusive, 20:01 on Friday evening. On Saturday, 12:31 over on talkSPORT 2. We've got Derby County versus Ipswich.
Yeah.
And, Derby County going very well at the moment.
They are, yeah. They
Resurgent Derby County.
hammered
That's like
Bristol
resurgent.
City on the telly last week.
Yeah. I quite fancy Derby to win this. I'm going to go 2-1 Derby.
Okay.
Chat, what say you?
A massive game for the playoff race. This is a tough one to call, because Derby are playing with massive confidence, but Ipswich have been more consistent. 2-1 win for Ipswich.
Oh, it's gone against 2-1.
There we are.
And finally, Charlie.
You went 2-1 Derby, did you?
I did go 2-1
Good last
Derby,
week,
yeah.
Paul.
At home.
Good forward line. Some good players. Yeah, I'm going to...
What are you going for?
2-2.
2-2. Okay, I wouldn't be at all
2-2.
surprised if you're right there, Charlie.
Little draw there.
talkSPORT, listen home in the car. You want to have a guess? There we are. 2 of those games you'll hear on talkSPORT 2. So there we are. That was Chat GPT. Just briefly, you can tell us who you love, Chat.
I love the Beavers.
Loves the
Beavers, yeah, we found it in the
There
end.
they are. Hampden and Richmond Borough. Do go and support them if you can. Support
Yeah.
the local non-league side.
That's right. So there we are. That was Chat HMB versus Chat GPT. Back next week. Still to come this afternoon. Josh Simpson played 652 golf courses in a year. He'll tell us why. We'll do a bit of rugby league with the Broncos coach Jason Demetriou, and Tim Vickery joins us with the best of South American football. Hal Robson-Kanu coming in later on, and a birthday spread. So lots more to come before we hand over to Andy and Benty with Drive. We're here as always with Tool Station. Gear up for those darker nights with electrical and lighting offers. Next stop, Tool Station.
Let's talk about your team.
All right, come on.
Okay.
I've been waiting.
Let's ask the obvious questions, right? Are you going to do the quadruple? I was going to say double.
Quadruple. Steady on.
No, are you going to do that? I'll tell you why I asked, right? It pains me to say it. I think the league's done, right? And I think if you win at the weekend, you've got Sunderland at home and Man City got Liverpool away.
And Villa
right?
got Bournemouth away.
Okay. If you win and they lose...
I'm not worried about Villa.
No, I wouldn't be. But I think it's pretty much done, but that would confirm it for me. You're in the final of the Carabao.
Come on.
Right.
Come on. I've got Chelsea boots on today. I should have stepped in something yesterday. Would have gave him some good luck, but obviously it didn't. So we got the Chelsea.
You're one of the favourites, if not the favourites, for the Champions League. And the FA Cup at the moment is a little bit too early. What is it, fourth round? But are you fancying it?
I think quadruple is a big leap. I think personally, I think the league is our priority. quadruple it's on the cards, but I think one step at a time. We're in the final. Yeah. Let's get the cup nice and early, May 22nd down at Wembley.
How important is that cup to your season?
I think it's a big. You know what? People trying to play it down like, oh, it's just the Carabao Cup. No, it's not. You saw the guy crying yesterday when they lost. I think if we get this cup nice and early, it's just the whole morale and the whole team spirit. It's just going to give us such a big boost to go on and do the rest. So I think it's nice and early, March 22nd down at Wembley. Let's get the cup in, and then we chase the rest. But it's an important cup, and I think the league. The whole season, everyone's been on, oh, you got the best squad, you're going to win. I've been kind of on the fence, because we've been here before. Yeah. I mean, the squad, obviously, we ain't had this type of squad, but we've been in the lead. And then, I don't want to say the word, but we've lost it.
I'll say it, bottled it.
So listen, it's looking good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's over yet. It's the Premier League. You can lose. Anyone can beat anyone in this league. You know what I mean? I think the only advantage we have, I think we've got a lot more home games than we do away games.
Okay.
I think we've got like a couple away games left. So, listen, it could be the season, but it's the Premier League, man. It's the best league in the world, man. Anything could happen. But also, Chelsea's having a business.
Weekend preview on talkSPORT with Paddy Power. For more racing tips, check out their podcast, From the Horse's Mouth, with Ruby Walsh and our own Paddy Power. The podcast for racing fans, by racing fans. T's and C's apply. 18 plus BGambleAware.org.
Yes, it's time to talk racing now. Ryan McHugh is back from Paddy Power with all the latest news and odds. Good afternoon, Ryan.
Yeah, good afternoon, lads. Hope you're both keeping well.
Yeah, we're good, thanks. So what have we got to look forward to racing-wise this weekend, Ryan?
Yeah, Small Fields is the team this weekend's racing, lads. The main action coming from both Newbury and Warwick. Starting with Warwick, there's a listed mares hurdle at 115. 5 go to post on that only. Jubilee Alpha is the odds-on favourite at the moment, but I do think that Hollygrove Cha-Cha will give her plenty to think about. She was already a winner at a higher level, Hollygrove Cha-Cha, in the past. Dropping back over hurdles may be what she needs after making a few mistakes over fences last time. The Kingmaker Grade 2 is the only graded race on Warwick's card, and only 3 take part in this. Steel Ally and Mambo number 5 are joint favourites at the moment with ourselves at around 11 to 10. They both come into it unbeaten over fences, but my preference is for Mambo number 5 in receipt of £2. He was impressive at Kempton last time and may prove tough to beat. On to Newbury, there's 2 grade 2s in the middle of their card, starting with the Denman Chase over 3 mile. Hoity Kalur is odds on at 8 to 13 to follow up his Welsh national success from last time. Main danger to win the market is Long Press, and I don't think he'll be a pushover in this. At around 2 to 1, he might be the way to play this race. It's quite a quick turnaround for Long Press. He was second a couple of weeks back at Cheltenham to Spallan's Tower, but generally he's a consistent horse, so maybe he might be the way to play it at 2 to 1, as I said. Very interesting to see Lolamba in the Game Spirit Chase at 245. Taking on non-novices. It's a route that trainer Nicky Henderson has gone in the past with some of his better novices. He is 8 to 11 with ourselves, but it is a race that I'll be just watching with a view to the Arkle Chase, in which his main target will be in about 5 or 6 weeks' time at the Cheltenham Festival. And I'll finish by mentioning the big handicap hurdle on the card at 320. Let It Rain is the 5 to 2 favourite, and I'll be very surprised if she didn't turn out to be a lot better than her handicap mark in this. So although she is 5 to 2, I think she'll take plenty of beating. If you want to back something though each way at a bigger price in that race, it is a race, lads, that we're paying an extra place in 5 places on Paddy Power.
Excellent. Thank you, Ryan. We'll catch up with you soon.
Cheers, lads.
Thanks to Ryan there. Remember, if you want to keep up with all the latest racing news, Paddy Powers from the Horse's Mouth podcast is available every week, and you can download the latest episode from your usual podcast provider now. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Weekend preview on talkSPORT with Paddy Power. For more racing tips, check out their podcast, From the Horse's Mouth, with Ruby Walsh and our own Paddy Power. The podcast for racing fans, by racing fans. T's and C's apply. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Now, our next guest, I think, is self-confessed sick of golf.
Oh, he's had enough.
He loves golf, but he's sick of golf currently because he played 652 courses in a year.
Wow, very good.
Put life on hold, bought a camper van, travelled round the country and played golf.
Lovely stuff.
But for a good cause. And we think he's a world record holder. Let's confirm that. Josh Simpson joins us. Hello, Josh.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure. Have the good people at Guinness rubber stamped your record?
There's a whole lot of verification still needed. 652 golf courses means about 1,500 odd photos that need to be taken and all uploaded. So it's we're in the process of that at the moment.
Takes some time.
Now, it was a very personal thing that happened to you and your family that was the catalyst for doing this. Tell us more, Josh.
Yeah, so I lost my mum very suddenly a couple of years ago within the space of about a month to lung cancer. And I just thought, do you know what? Life's short and I wanted to do something good. I wanted to do something that I enjoy. And Mum was a very charitable person and I wanted to kind of do something in honour of her as well. So this was the perfect storm.
Because you obviously love golf and that's why you were prepared to take this on. But I've seen you admit since you've not had the clubs out since you finished this because, you know, it took a lot out of you.
Yeah, exactly. I did actually play my first round of golf back yesterday, probably about 13 days or so after the record finished. And it was nice not kind of having to get the camera out and make videos for social media or worry about kind of finishing every hole. So it was a nice casual round.
I'm assuming you kept a score, Josh. And what was it? Were you over, under? I can't believe you were under.
What, for all 652?
Well, how did you do it? Did you keep a score? I'm assuming you kept a score for each round, and then you kept the score for overall, did you?
I do. I can't exactly remember how many over par. It was probably 1,000 or so.
Wow.
I had to hold out everything.
You missed the cut by the sound of it. Missed the cut, definitely.
No good for your handicap.
Yeah.
What do you play off?
I started the year off about 4.7. I think the lowest I got to was 3 during the course of the year. And the highest was about 8.8. So I kept it within 5 shots or so, which I was pretty proud about.
Yeah, very good.
So, you got the camper van, went around the country, and did you find people were very helpful, people at clubs generally, and to allow you to go on there and play?
Yeah, I think the nature of me doing social media videos really helped kind of get the message out and obviously not just get some donations in, but also allow to spread the word of what I was doing a little bit. So a lot of golf courses looked after me, and I think it just shows how good the golf community is. Everybody thinks it's this kind of snobby, stuck-up sport, but I think the reality of it is that it's a bunch of people from all different backgrounds, races, and whatnot. And I think it just shows that everyone comes together for this kind of communal goal.
You did in 1 week. You did 20 courses, 6 days of 3 courses a day, and then 1 day of 2. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that would. And what were your favourite? You got to play some iconic ones along the way, didn't you?
I played Royal County Down over in Northern Ireland, which is probably up there as number one. I kind of went down to the Wentworths and Queenwoods and Loch Lomond's, got to play some pretty special ones as well. So I got away with that. It was a really cool year, but it was just, you don't get to appreciate them all when you're going through them so as quickly as maybe I did.
What was the camper van? I know, because these are the things I like to know.
See a
Paul.
picture of it if you're watching.
And how many miles did you put on it? And did it break down? These are the sorts of things I like to know, Josh.
We had a few problems with the heating early on,
right?
Which was, especially because I started in January, that was a few cold nights. I kind of finally figured out how it worked by the time it started to get cold again.
Oh, user error.
The other side of the year. Which again, probably user error. But the miles, I think I probably put about 13,000 on, so not as many as people thought.
Not too bad.
Did you encounter any slow play? Did you have to explain to a couple of old boys that you had 2 more courses to play that day?
Yeah. That was the worst enemy of my year, really. I remember one golf club down in Surrey. I think I got let through 19 different groups in one round of golf, which is an interesting one.
Wow. Well, you raised a lot of money for a good cause, didn't you? You raised money for Macmillan, the cancer charity, and Tapping House, a hospice in Kings Lynn. £45,000. Is there more still coming in?
I think we're actually up to about 55 at the moment.
Brilliant.
There's,
That's great.
I did
That's great.
a silent auction where a load of golf courses who I'd kind of spoken to this year kindly donated vouchers to play. And so we've probably got about 30 grand of them. So I think by the end we might finish, 75 to 80 would be a really solid number to finish on.
Yeah, so are the pages still there if people would like to make a donation?
Yeah, gingergolf.co.uk, and then obviously on Instagram or TikTok, you can follow along the kind of videos I did every day documenting ginger.golf.
Excellent. Well, look, good to talk to you. Thank you very much. Well done, Josh.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Josh.
Josh Simpson, their world record holder in waiting. Once he's got all those pictures uploaded, 652 golf courses.
Yeah, that's pretty good, Paul, isn't it?
In a year.
Pretty good. He's had a good time.
Tim Vickery's going to join us. We're talking about Rugby League with Jason Demetriou, the coach of the London Broncos. Hal Robson-Kanu's popping in later on. Harvey Barnes' name will come up because Hal was in a situation where he played age group for England, but of course threw his lot in from a senior point of view were Wales, which I'm sure the Wales fans were delighted with, certainly at Euro 2016. But he's popping in to see us, and we'll have a birthday spread for you as well.
You can believe what? Why is it so hard to believe a black man in a white man? Understand me? Why is it so hard to believe a black man in a white man?
Why you don't believe it?
Why is it?
Let me answer the question.
Yeah,
go on.
So we can go there.
First and foremost, it's got nothing to do with colour.
No, it does. This whole country got something. This whole world got something to do with race. You think you got? You think you pan out? You think you have a? You think you had a great life? You think your life has been like mine?
How is Derek Chisora then, out of curiosity, given he's a black man, a national treasure in this country then? It's not about colour. You called somebody a chick. I asked you a question.
Come on. You have a whole lot of black people around
the question.
Thank you.
Stop, bro. You like the question. All right, I moved on.
Stop it.
I moved on.
Man, come on, man. Y'all can't tell, man.
So the bronze bomber, there he is.
Yeah, so come on, man.
Come on. We can have a disagreement, can't we?
Life, as a little boy and I bet your view as a little boy is totally different than my view as a little boy. Most black people, why we so into it with each other, because we have PTSD. We done been through so much so much
you wanted to move on, right?
Come on, man. It's hard to move on when you don't know the truth, and that's when I come in and try to give you a vision, a little insight of what we go through as black people, man.
I got it.
You don't get it.
Well, okay.
None of y'all get it.
Where do you want me to go?
Y'all don't get it. That's the problem. You think you get what you don't understand.
Okay.
Why is it so hard?
Pull it back into the fight. Let's talk about the fight.
It's hard to put it back. I'm from the South. You understand?
Come on, let's pull it back into the fight.
It's hard when y'all don't understand. I get another situation. I said I didn't want to talk about the situation. Now you got me riled up.
Fair enough.
Wilder's back. I feel. You understand me?
Got it.
You don't mean that, man.
Okay, stop
shouting at me. Let me get the out of here, bro. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Talking about my peoples and all that. It's hard to believe a black man in a white man. Cheated. Tell him to sue me so I can show the facts early. Because when the documentary and everything, the story come out, I'm going to show everything.
Fantastic.
I'm going to get all the people that know.
You think
and all the people.
Simon Jordan's told us he's disappointed by the way Deontay Wilder reacted to his question about Tyson Fury.
There was no reason for that reaction. There was no provocation. There was no incitement.
And in case you missed it...
I don't give a about that.
I'm not a Fury
I don't give a about it. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first place. It ain't got to do with him?
Fair enough.
You can watch the full thing back on the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube. Well, Simon's told us Wilder looked like a man who's struggling and reveals he threatened to punch him in the face. Elsewhere today, as Arne Slot's attempts to transform Liverpool continue, he's praised the hard work put in by Florian Wirtz.
Not only on the pitch, also in the gym. And then as a manager, even if he is maybe physically struggling a little bit in the start, you need to keep on playing him because that's the only way players can improve.
Meanwhile, Jeremy Frimpong's still out and Joe Gomez could be on the bench for Liverpool at home to Man City on Sunday. Meanwhile, the EFL will not change their rules to allow Mark Guehi to play in the League Cup final. And Blair Kinghorn, Darcy Graham and Duhan van der Merwe have all been dropped for Scotland's Six Nations opener in Italy on Saturday. Glasgow's Jamie Doby and Carl Stein start on the wings. The tournament starts tonight with France versus Ireland in Paris. There's more at talksport.com.
When people are watching boxing, they like watching exciting fights.
He is what his name says, the wrecking ball.
My fights are always exciting.
The wrecking ball!
Needs a tracky shot from Ball. Oh, fantastic.
There's a big left hand from Ball, far side of the ring.
He's undefeated and look, he's very, very popular in Liverpool. He wants to fight at Anfield.
People are going to continue to watch and tune into my fights at the highest level, which is world champion.
Ball seems unstoppable.
When I'm fighting, it's all action in it, especially in Liverpool.
Yes, live boxing returns to the talkSPORT network this Saturday evening as Nick Ball defends his WBA World Featherweight title against Brandon Figueroa in front of a home crowd at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool.
Love him, Paul. Love Nick Ball. I think he's fantastic.
Live world title fight boxing this Saturday, 7 p.m. on the talkSPORT network and talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel, or you can watch on DAZN. Joining us now, they've had the press conference today, is our own Spencer Oliver. Good afternoon, Spencer.
Hey, Spencer.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Yeah, I'm here. The press conference has just finished here in the Box Park, and just yards away at the Echo Arena is where it all happens on Saturday night. Nick Ball versus Brandon Figueroa in a fascinating fight. Both guys, you know, stylistically, this one should be an absolute barn burner. You know, Nick Ball loves that homecoming, loves fighting in front of his home crowd. Yeah. The last time he was here was back in March against TJ Donaghy, and he put in an electric performance, and I'm expecting another one on Saturday night. But he's got a tough opponent here.
Tell us a bit more about Figueroa then.
Well, Figueroa's he's only lost 2, and that was to Stephen Fulton, who's a former 2-time world champion himself, and they were razor-tight decisions. He's very heavy-handed. Out of his 26 fights, 19 of those have come inside the distance. He throws punches in bunches, bundles of punches actually. And I think in his last fight it was registered, he threw over 1,000 punches. And if you know Nick Ball and the way that he fights, expect these two to lock horns early on, you know, in the centre of the ring. Nick Ball comes, you know, with all guns blazing, and so does Figueroa. It's going to be a classic fight.
Thing about Nick Ball, for me, he's got that crossover appeal. Spencer, he's got that everyman about him. You can sort of see yourself in him in the ring. I don't know if that's because he's slightly diminutive in height, but he'd obviously rip my head off.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, look, Nick Ball's 5'2", so he's very small actually for a featherweight, and Figueroa is very tall for a featherweight at 5'9". But Nick Ball has dealt with that height the thing before. You know, he's one of those guys that has, you know, he's learned to use that lack of height to his advantage. That's why he throws punches and punches. He's very, very explosive. And yeah, like I say, boxing in front of his home grounds means something really special to him. And I'll agree with you guys, actually, that there is something about Nick Ball, like the boy next door. You know, he's very down to earth, shy, you know, very reserved. And you just like, yeah, you wouldn't actually, by speaking to him and looking at him, think that he could be so explosive inside the square circle.
Yeah, it should be a fascinating fight. He's 5'9" is Figueroa, so he's given away 7 inches, which is a fair bit.
We spoke to Barry Hearn the other week, and I said it's a bit like when a sort of third year takes on a fifth year, and he said, yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
It never held Mike Tyson back, did it?
No, exactly.
There's been plenty of great short fighters over the years. I'm sure we'll be building up to the fight later in the week, but for now, Spencer, thanks very much.
Thanks, Spencer.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
There we are. That's Nick Ball versus Brandon Figueroa at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool, live on talkSPORT, as we said, this weekend, and I'm sure we'll be at the weigh-in tomorrow.
Spencer's still getting over being in the room where it happened.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry. Deontay Wilder, but, you know.
Could have stepped in. Yeah. Spencer saved Simon's bacon.
Yeah, he was never going to get physical. Exactly. You know, look, let's be honest. The boys have got a fight to sell, haven't they, really? So, what better way to do it?
Very much so.
Simon, he was very chilled about it.
Very chilled.
Very zen.
Yeah, very good indeed. Yeah.
Anyway, let's turn to the world of rugby league now. Yep, Super League season just around the corner. We'll be chatting to the players and the coaches throughout the season. We will not neglect the Challenge Cup, which has a big weekend coming up. And London Broncos, they entertain Bradford Bulls, newly promoted Bradford Bulls.
Good,
this weekend. It's on the telly as well. I think a few of the games.
Bradford Bulls back, Paul. They're good.
Yeah,
team.
11, 12 years it must have been since they were in the top flight. But obviously, Broncos want to be back there themselves soon, and the new owners of the club have brought in some top recruits, and that includes on the management side as well. Jason Dimitri, who's got a great track record in the NRL, formerly at South Sydney, of course. He's now he's the head coach of the Broncos. And Jason joins us now. Good afternoon, Jason.
Hello, Jason.
Afternoon, lads. How are we?
Good. Yeah, I was listening to an interview with the owners the other day, and they've got real ambition. I mean, it is the holy grail, isn't it, to establish a franchise in London and be a steady presence in Super League. It's always proved pretty difficult, but the guys seem really keen and very committed to make it happen.
Yeah, they are. They're very passionate about making this time different to the past. And, you know, from early signs, there's a hell of a lot of investment, but there's also a lot of passion. You know, we had 4,500 people at our first game, which is well up on what the crowds were in previous years. And the boys are putting in some good performances on the field. They're doing £10 tickets to the Cup game this week against Bradford, which is huge. You know, there's £10 for anything in London ain't going to get you much, but
that's true.
Certainly is on Sunday, that's for sure.
Yeah, Darren Lockyer, great Broncos player himself, and Grant Vexel, they're the guys that have bought a 90% share in the club. And they've given you some good players to work with, haven't they?
They have, yeah. We got Regan Campbell-Gillard, who's our captain, who's come over from Parramatta, played over 200 NRL games, played for Australia, played for his state. So he's been had a massive impact on the team. And Dean Hawkins and Saliva Havili, also with NRL experience, have come over. And then there's some good British players that have come down from North, and then some London boys that we've retained as well. So I think we had 18 players that we brought in, but it's the guys that were here as well that have been through some tough times that I said to them this morning, there's a chance this weekend for them to have some good times and create some memories at the club that we're trying to build up again.
It's great to have kind of NRL players and players that have got Super League experience, but I was reading that you'd like a few more Southern voices in there. You don't get many doing the world of Rugby League. Lewis McCarthy Scars was one. Mike McMeekins from down south, he was a Bronco at one point. I mean, you get some, but it's not often, is it? It tends to be a Northern or a Aussie voice.
Yeah, and I think that's where we can make our biggest impact. And I think, initially we needed to get a squad together that can compete and play the footy that people want to come and support. But over a period of time, we want to regrow our pathway system, our academy systems, and we want Londoners playing for London. And that's the best outcome for everybody. Reaching out to the community, getting in the schools, but getting kids excited about playing rugby league, but more importantly, playing for London Broncos.
Yeah. So that's the plan to how you're going to establish London Broncos as a force to try and use more southern-based players.
Yeah, we do, and I think for us, it's about creating an identity where we're not just happy to take the scraps off the table that are offered to us from up north, and we want to get in there and compete and go after titles, and that's our ambition, that's our mindset, and while we build that, then kids in and around the area are going to get excited and they're going to want to be part of it. And, it's a journey that we go on, but we've got to start reaching for the stars and not being happy just to survive.
There's been parallels, of course, in Australian Rugby League, where there was a feeling that sort of cities and towns were so footy orientated that rugby league clubs couldn't get established. But that has been overcome, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think Melbourne Storm's a great example of that. Deep in AFL territory, and you go down to Melbourne now, and they're selling out their stadium regularly. They're really starting to produce their own local boys now as well, and it can be done. It takes time, it takes investment, but we've got a couple of owners that are willing to invest. And to be honest, it was a big reason why I chose to come back over here. I believe that the game needs London to be successful, and London needs the game to be successful. So it's a win-win for both parties. We have to grow the game. The game needs to be bigger than the M62, and I think London offers that opportunity.
Yes. You've had a few celebs down. I saw Ange Postecoglou was there for the first game as well, Jason, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I didn't get to see him. I was gutted. So I'm lucky about reaching out to Ange, a fellow Greek Aussie. So, yeah, to touch base and pick his brain a bit.
So, as we said, you'll be planning. You've made a decent start in the championship, but you'll be looking to try and get up to Super League. But it's not just about what you do on the field, isn't it? It's the different criteria, the grading system, and part of that is sort of bums on seats and social media reach. So it's not just a matter of winning the games with good players. There's other criteria that you need to fulfil, don't you, if you're going to go up to Super League? Yeah, for sure. But I think the buck stops on the field as well. We can win and breeds interest. Interest breeds bums on seats, more corporate money, more investment back into the club. The finances grow. So, without being successful on the field, we're not going to be successful off the field. So we're pretty aware of that. And, we need to control what we can control as coaching staff, as players, and, go after every game. But as we said, our ambition's high, and that comes from the owners. And they were here just recently for a couple of weeks, and you can feel their passion for the place every time they walk in here. And I'm excited. I'm excited about what we can do down here at London, and I feel like there's some interest in and around the places. People are starting to get behind us as well, and hopefully we can get a big crowd on Sunday. I think I played majority of my career against Bradford Bulls when they were at their peak, and they're a massive club, so we're looking forward to having them and their fans down here. But it's a great opportunity for us as a coaching staff and as players to show what we're capable of, and where we're going in the future. I mean, you were playing them in the league, the team were playing them in the league last year, but they're quite a scalp to have a Super League scalp in the competition and to go deep into the competition. And we've seen championship sides do that. So that'll be key. If you can do that, that builds the notoriety, it builds the interest, more TV games. It'll all be part, hopefully, of the process of building the game in London. Yeah, I think the game's bigger than just the one-off game that we're playing this weekend. It does, even this sort of stuff. And that's the magic of the Cup. It provides opportunities for clubs outside of Super League to get opportunities to play on TV or grow their club and grow their finances. So, yeah, it's a huge opportunity for the club, and we're really looking forward to it. Those who have been down to Player Lane before, it's a fantastic boutique stadium. The energy in the place is electric. So, if we can fill it, and like I said, for £10, then hopefully we can get plenty more bums on seats. And people can rock up.
£10 poms is what you need.
The £10 poms is what you need. That's it. So people can just rock up then, Jason, and pay on the door to watch the game? Yep, got the nod. That's all good, yep. Excellent. So Broncos versus Bulls. It's a 3:00 start in the Challenge Cup, and that's on Sunday afternoon at Cherry Red Records Stadium, Plough Lane. So we wish you well, Jason. I'm sure we'll catch up during the season. Good luck. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me on.
Jason Dimitri, they're the coach of London Broncos. And if, say for a tenner, if you fancy an afternoon's entertainment, it is just a great sport. It's such a brilliant sport in the flesh as well. So,
Text, Paul.
Reece
go for
says
Sean Dyche is a cousin from Australia. Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Nice to hear Sean Dyche's Australian cousin doing well for himself over here.
It didn't sound.
That was
like
nice.
Sean.
Listening to Sean Dyche and Ange Postecoglou's love child promoting rugby league in the south. Paul, Charlie, we now know what Sean Dyche would sound like if he spent a year in Australia.
The fallout from that is they thought Jason sounded a bit like Sean Dyche.
There we are. But that's just the listeners. I'm just telling you what they think, Paul.
Okay, no, it's fine. It's
not me
to pass it on. No, it's
not me.
you.
I'm passing it on.
It didn't. Did it strike you?
When I read it, I thought, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
You didn't think so, no?
Not massive.
Okay, all right, well.
Not massively.
There we are. You take umbrage at it.
No, I'm not taking. I'm just.
You sound like you're in a mood.
Just didn't quite.
You sound like you're in a mood.
Just didn't quite. We'll have a chat off air. Tim Vicker is going to join us next from the world of South American football. We'll look at all the big stories. And later on, Hal Robson-Kanu is popping in to see us in the studio. We're here with our good friends at Tool Station. Get winter ready with heating and insulation essentials. Next stop, Tool Station.
Listen, look, tonight's a tough... Dom, look, tonight is a tough night. I get it. It was a poor performance. You look like you're a bit flat. You look like you've run out a bit of esteem. But to say that he's under pressure, I'm amazed that you're saying it because you sound like you know what you're talking about, Dom. And I'd be amazed if you think about Eddie Howe getting the sack. You won the Carabao Cup last season. It's the first time you've won a trophy in at like what? 30 years or something ridiculous, right?
70 years.
70 years.
And
right, so you got
I cannot thank that bloke enough for giving me that day at Wembley.
Okay, but so where's the credit? So where's the credit in the bank then? You're in the Champions League. You've qualified for the playoffs, right? You're 7 points off fourth, right? You sold your best player that you've seen since probably Alan Shearer in Isak last season, right?
And reinvested the money.
Yeah, but you've been reinvested it in money on players who are nowhere near as good as Isak. You know,
so
and that's just
fundamentally something is wrong. How wants control of transfers? If that's How's control of transfers, he should be nowhere near them. If he was at any other club, any other big club, if he was at Man City, Man United, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, he'd have been sacked pre-Christmas.
No, he wouldn't, mate.
And there's no denying that.
I don't believe that.
He would. Jamie have proven that before, Jamie.
But Chelsea, you can't compare Chelsea to Newcastle. You can't, Don. I'm sorry.
You're not, Jamie. Sat Mourinho the week before a cup final. You probably would have stood a chance of winning with Mourinho in charge. But Ryan Mason never made a game in his life before him.
Yeah, but that was a terrible decision.
Just before we Don, I understand what you're saying. You're not the only Newcastle fan I've spoken to about this. There is still a lot of football to be played. Okay, you're out the Carabao Cup, disappointing. You couldn't hold on to it. You won last year.
Time then to talk South American football with Tim Vickery. Good afternoon, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Happy birthday, Neymar.
Yeah.
He's not alone in the football world. We just seen a graphic come up on screen there. Cristiano Ronaldo, Carlos Tevez, Georgie Hadji, Cesare Maldini back in the day, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, all on this day. Neymar's 34, though. It's hard. That does make you feel old, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I remember when I was 34, you could all party like it was 1999. I don't know whether Neymar feels like partying a lot at the moment, because it's a scary number, isn't it? You know, for those who see him as a perpetual adolescent, but there's an even scarier number. We are, gentlemen, 18 weeks away from the World Cup.
Wow.
Meaning that he has 15 weeks to force his way back into the Brazil squad from a standing start. He still hasn't returned from his latest knee operation. There was some expectation that he might play last night for Santos. He didn't. Looks like they're saving him for the weekend. And Brazil coach Carlo Ancelotti is taking very much a "what have you done for me or anyone else lately" approach to Brazil's all-time top goal scorer. He's saying he's going to have to earn it. And I'm only going to take him if he's 100%. 80% won't do. So it is up to him to get back in these 15 weeks and show what he was unable to show last year, that he is still capable of tipping the balance at the top level. And this really it's a shot at redemption in his career. And the bar was always set so high for him. You know, his career was always going to be a disappointment if he didn't win the Ballon d'Or and the World Cup. Well, I think the Ballon d'Or that has sailed, that one's gone now. But the World Cup, this is the last chance. And at the moment, he's on the outside looking in. And he's got, as I say, 15 weeks to try and change that and get on the inside. It's going to be a fascinating dynamic, this one.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure Sunderland fans would like to know a bit more about Nilson Angulo, their new signing. He's come from Anderlecht, but he's Ecuadorian. So have they got a good one there, Tim?
They've certainly got a player on the way up. And he's been in Belgium now for 3 years. And if you look at the stats, he's got better every year. As a kind of rangy winger, right-footed, when I've seen him playing for the Ecuador national team, he's almost always been on the left, cutting in. And he's starting to make an impression with Ecuador as well. He got his first goal for his country in the last game. Felipe Caicedo, remember him? The Ecuadorian striker who was in the Premier League. He said when the deal was closed, he said, yeah, good for him. It's a step up in quality, but if he'd waited another 6 months, he could have got a big six club in the Premier League. So Felipe Caicedo really believes in him. That might be a little bit over the top, but I think he can certainly do a job for Sunderland.
Now, Lionel Messi, there was always this talk that he'd go back to his boyhood club, Newell's, Old Boys. It might actually happen, Tim. Is that right?
Well, the club are saying that they want it to happen. That they want him to go back for a few months in 2027. The club will admit that at the moment it's a dream, and there's nothing which would lead you to understand that he's on board with this. And he's often talked about it, but it could be one of those things that's better as a sentimental dream than as a reality. It would, I think, be very tough on his kids, because Rosario, they would be moving into a goldfish bowl. You know, in Miami, I think there's enough anonymity for his family. So I'm still inclined to doubt it. But the club are saying, yes, they want him to come back and have those three initials that always make me laugh. Wear those three initials with pride. But at the moment, I think it's more of a wish than a concrete hope.
So, a quick one on Lucas Paquetá as well. How has he done in his return to Flamengo so far?
Not great so far. I mean, they played the Charity Shield on Sunday. He was on the bench. He came on second half. And it was a bizarre game. I mean, they lost 2-0, Flamengo, lost 2-0 to Corinthians. But I've never seen this before. The ref sent a player off coming out for the second half. Never seen it before. There was an elbow thrown. Was it an elbow thrown? Was it an elbow right at the end of the first half? Off the players go. No action is taken. When they come out for the second half, the ref, they've had a look at it and they said, all right, well, he's got to be sent off. So Felipe Luis, the Flamengo coach, he wasted his half-time team talk because he thought he had 11 men and he only had 10. So Paquetá then came on and had to try and make sense of that, and they lost. That was their third defeat in a row. I was in the stadium last night when he made his home debut against Internacional of Porto Alegre. Paquetá, he's always been a bit highly strung. And he grew up on Paquetá, the island. There are no cars on Paquetá. It's like going back to the 1920s. It's a beautiful place to grow up. And I always look at him and think, how on earth are you so hot-headed when you grew up there? It took him, on his return, 3 minutes to pick up a yellow card. He played for just over an hour. There are one or two little flashes, but he's not looking great so far. The team aren't looking great. Lots of boos from the stands and so on. It is early season and it's hot. And for the type of game that Flamengo want to play, which is in your face, strangling you in your own half of the field, I think it's a little bit hot for them to do this so early in the season. So early struggles. He's already seen that those fans are going to boo him as well as cheer for him. But he says he's back where he wants to be.
Tim, we're out of time. I'll catch up with you next week.
Look forward to it. Cheers.
Here we are, Tim Vickery with the latest from South America. We mentioned birthday boy Cristiano Ronaldo. If you would like to watch him live, you can on talkSPORT's YouTube channel, Friday at 5:30. We're going to stream Al Nassr versus Al Ittihad.
Oh, great.
In the Saudi League for viewers in the UK. So, yeah,
he's
you
not
can
on
check
strike
that.
anymore.
Well, I think he's breaking the strike so we can bring the game to you. So make sure to like and subscribe and go and check it out Friday at 5:30. Still to come, a birthday spread. Hal Robson-Kanu is popping into the studio to see us too.
Just give me a quick one. You're not an Arsenal fan, but Piers Morgan yesterday upset a lot of people. Just give me a little take on what you heard him say yesterday and how you feel about it.
He's just doing it to wind everyone up, and he had idiots like me on early breakfast going, what on earth are you talking about? Because how can you have... This Arsenal squad is the best in the league, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That's it. And you can't be the best ever anything without winning stuff. You can't compare this Arsenal squad to teams that have won... I think of every Pep squad every City squad under Pep.
Yep.
That has actually backed it up by winning things.
What have Arsenal do?
But it's an if. You can't come out and say that now when they've won zero. They've won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
We will see come May what happens. But even if they do win a couple of trophies, is that the best ever squad assembled? No. Have you looked at Barcelona under Pep Guardiola? Have you looked at Real Madrid squads over the years? Like bringing on,
I think man for man,
bringing on Leandro Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli to me doesn't equate to the best ever squad.
But they've got probably 25 top players. They had to let Ranieri go on loan.
But that was the wrong decision.
I know, but
that was the wrong decision.
I think I have to sort of agree with Pierce.
It's the best ever.
Yeah, because of
in
like
world football, Gabby.
because of quality and numbers. That's what I mean. In like they've got two teams.
You're talking about right now.
Right now, yeah.
Comparing that to teams that we've seen in the Premier League, I saw the 2010-11 Champions League final. Carlos Puyol was on the bench for Barcelona, as was Thiago Alcantara.
Yeah, did they have 25 top players?
But I'm talking about the Arsenal squad. That Man United squad was ridiculous. The players they had on the bench.
I don't think they had 25. I'm talking about like the quantity of players.
So do you think that Arsenal squad now is the best ever assembled in world football?
For numbers, for top numbers.
No, we're not talking about numbers. I'm talking quality.
For numbers and the quality of those players that kind of.
We'll come back to this. I was worried about the lights.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan Van range, helping business owners to work better and live better. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
2 minutes past 3. Good afternoon. Simon Jordan says Deontay Wilder's tantrum and near bust-up yesterday was a sign of a man who's struggling. Just a couple of hours later at the press conference, however, Spencer Oliver saw a very different bronze bomber.
I actually caught up with Deontay Wilder that evening. You know, I saw him at the press conference and he was all good. You know, he was talking about wanting to speak to Simon, make it up with Simon, even wanting to have a cup of tea with Simon, which I thought was quite strange.
Wilder will fight Derek Chisora, of course, on the 4th of April, but will Daniel Dubois feature on the card? Frank Warren.
No, he won't be on that card, but you can look to the end of April, early May for him to be out. In fact, I'm meeting him tomorrow.
Elsewhere, Liam Rossini has confirmed that Jamie Gittins is set for a lengthy spell on the sidelines with a hamstring tear, while Reece James and Pedro Neto are doubts for Saturday's trip to Wolves. He's also accused Arsenal of lacking respect for some of their players encroaching into the Chelsea half during the warm-up before Tuesday's semi-final. Lewis Rees-Zammit will be at full-back for his Wales Six Nations return against England on Saturday. Scotland have opted to pick none of Blair Kinghorn, Darcy Graham and Duhan van der Merwe for their opener against Italy. Glasgow's Jamie Dobie and Carl Stein will start on the wings. The tournament starts tonight with France versus Ireland in Paris, and former Ireland front rower Dave Kilcoyne says despite Ireland's myriad of injuries, Andy Farrell will be relishing the occasion.
He loves this kind of a test in players. He loves a little bit of chaos. Other coaches would kind of shy away from this and use it as an excuse. He'd be very much, you know, this is the cards we're dealt. He wants to see how lads will adapt in this situation, and especially when you're trying to build towards the World Cup.
There's more as ever at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
The Conservative leaders urging Labour MPs to join a vote of no confidence in Sir Keir Starmer, and a Russian cargo ship captain has been sentenced to 6 years in prison after the death of a crew member. There's more from the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Come rain or shine, we've got your electric car covered with 400 EV ready centres, so you can drive away happy every time.
Cloudy, wet and miserable. Heavy rain showers across southern and southwest England, across eastern Scotland as well. The northwest, some brighter spells this evening, but chilly winds all round.
Good afternoon, Paul Hawksbee, Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Hal Robson-Kanu with us in a few moments' time, formerly of the Baggies, of course, Reading and Wales. We've got a birthday spread to come too, but before all of that, just to let you know, the latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is available now on the talkSPORT YouTube channel and the talkSPORT app. Matt Ford and Alex Brooker are joined by former England captain, talkSPORT's very own Stuart Pearce, to talk about what makes a perfect leader in football. Here's Alex asking why there's such an obsession for footballers to cover their mouth every time they speak.
Who has ever got anything from lip-read? Like, that's never happened in football. There's no one who's gone, oh, yeah, Arsenal winning against Man United. The reason why United came back and won isn't because some of the United team saw Bukayo Saka talking to someone without his hand over his mouth. It's just...
Yeah, surely they can't all be having, like, explosive conversations that require secrecy.
Yeah.
So that was all right.
I'm just jealous.
Yeah.
People go, so what are you saying, Brooke? Why are you doing it? We can see exactly what you're saying. We
True, your captain.
Brooke, we can still see your lips. We can still see your lips moving, mate. You know, I'm covering it.
Yes, go and check out the latest episode of How to Win the World Cup, out now on the talkSPORT YouTube channel and the talkSPORT app. As we said, Hal Robson-Kanu's popped into the studio. Hello, Hal.
Hello,
good to see you.
Guys, how are we doing?
Did you ever do that after a game? Cover your mouth so they couldn't see what you were saying?
Not really. That wasn't a thing as much when I was playing. So
No.
yeah,
It's when you see kids doing it on a Saturday.
Do they do that? Is that one of the things the kids do it when they?
Yeah.
That's great, isn't it? Talk about picking up habits from the pros. Now, although you've been in to talk to us about this before, a lot of the listeners won't know, and often people are interested in what people go into after they've stopped playing football. And you went down a very different route, didn't you? You set up a very successful business in the turmeric industry. Tell us more about how that came about and where you're at.
Yeah, no, like I set up the Turmeric Co in 2018, and it was while I was still playing. And there wasn't really an intention to like scale it or grow it. It was really just about bringing a range of, you know, functional shots that I had used throughout my own career. The background of our turmeric blend within the Turmeric Co shots is, as a teenager, I suffered 2 ACL injuries. So was basically on a hospital bed for 2.5 years. And by the time I was 17, the surgeon had said that I would never play without pain or restriction again, and I should probably begin looking at different career paths. And I was committed to achieving my dream of getting back, into professional football and getting into the Premier League, making my debut and having a career. And so went through all of the recovery, went through the rehabilitation, but everything the surgeon and doctors had said came to fruition. So I was basically hampered with chronic pain and inflammation in my knee. I'd wake up in the mornings and my knee would be an absolute balloon. It'd take me sort of 15 minutes just to get out of bed. And so I was then prescribed sort of standard medication, which is pretty common. A lot of people will be on, painkillers and anti-inflammatories, but my body basically had a complete adverse reaction to him. So I started passing blood in my urine, severe nausea.
Wow.
So this was all as a 17-year-old. And so it was at that point in time where my dad and I began asking the question, like, there must be a natural way to reduce pain, inflammation and swelling. And we basically researched like natural ingredients that were used to various cultures and practices around the world. And we began to identify these raw natural ingredients that anecdotally reduced pain, inflammation and swelling. And they were things like, whole watermelons, not just the flesh, it was the rind and the skin. Things like pineapple, pomegranate.
So you tried everything at this stage. You worked your way through them.
Yeah, so we were basically like identifying like these ingredients that all stacked up to basically create a truly functional, product, which I could begin taking. And eventually it was like whole ginger roots and subsequently whole turmeric roots. And essentially my dad created this blend in the kitchen, got it into this liquid format. I began consuming it, and 6 weeks later I was completely pain-free.
Wow.
And obviously, the evidence is in the career that I had. I went on to have a career, made my debut, got back to, playing with freedom, and was able to have a career at the top flight of professional football. And I was able to do all of that without any pain. And so, I attribute that directly to this blend and, used it as my secret weapon throughout my career.
I mean, the Colonel Sanders of the turmeric industry.
Yeah, you can't give away the 11 herbs and spices. Of course.
Exactly. Yeah, precisely. So, and then a decade later, we realised there was this sort of growing trend in functional wellness. But a lot of the products that are on shelf, would contain, say, apple juice as a base or orange juice or even water. And the functional ingredients really weren't that functional. And so, we basically decided to bring it to market after realising that there was now over 40,000, clinical studies that were supporting the benefits of turmeric across, health ailments. And we had to set up a manufacturing site. So while I was still playing, set up a mini manufacturing site, set up the brand, and we launched in 2018, and within 4 weeks of selling our first product, we received our first life-changing customer testimonial.
Yeah. I mean, you've had a big sort of cash injection from the Iron Brew people, haven't you? So you've had, you're being noticed by the big drinks manufacturers out there.
Yeah, I think functional wellness is a really exciting area. Like, it's in explosive growth. If you look at like the juice category or other categories that have been sort of staple parts of our diets for, many decades, a lot of them are static or in decline. And a big part of that is because consumers are actually beginning to link what they eat with how they feel and how healthy they are.
Yeah.
And that's the fascinating thing for us now. And, we've now got over 20,000, testimonials of people using our range. We've conducted independent clinical studies, which, show reduction in inflammation, blood markers,
I was going to say, so how does it work? Because I'm gluten intolerant myself, and I know that if I eat gluten, it creates inflammation. So does the turmeric, how does it deal with pain? How does it get to the nub of it?
Yeah, so essentially, like within turmeric root, there are active compounds called curcuminoids. And there are over a dozen curcuminoids inside of raw turmeric. The most notable one is called curcumin. So if you Google, put into Amazon curcumin, you'll get hit with a load of curcumin capsules. But we're fascinated about the difference of having a raw natural product and the benefits that they have when consumed. And, the reality is that a lot of people within the world live with pain. In the UK alone, 28 million people at any given time are in a state of pain. And we just began asking the question, like, well, why is that the case? Like, does that need to be the case? And when you begin to like boil it down, like the research that we're finding is fascinating. Like that drive towards natural remedies, moving towards like preventative health as opposed to, treatment-based health is where society is going. So yeah, it's just a fascinating time, and I'm grateful that we've been able to bring what's a homemade recipe to people in all.
You've been working with, I see Bristol City just got on board. You've been working with clubs and players and stuff, and you've just done some research on injuries. But this is for the sort of average Joe, not necessarily the pros, isn't it? Talking about exercise. Certainly in January, when people start taking up exercise, one of the byproducts of suddenly starting to exercise, if you haven't, is you get injured, don't you? That's the problem.
Yeah, precisely. You know, so by this point in time, 1/5 of people have stopped exercising who started in January because of injury.
Right.
You know, and so, yeah, what we've set up with the Turmeric Co is we've basically created a recovery rover, a van which is going to go around the UK. We're going to be touring, taking nutritionalists, taking physios, and obviously taking, you know, the Turmeric Co shots to create solutions and options for people to look at different ways to optimize their health.
So, and your shots are in a lot of the supermarkets now, so I see them quite regularly.
Yeah. So we're stocked in the likes of Sainsbury's and Tesco's, you know, retail.
They're part of the meal deals in many cases. I've
noticed.
So if you fancy a little, get a sarnie and a bit of fruit and a turmeric shot.
Yeah, turmeric shot. And it's the Turmeric Co, right? And there's a lot of shots on the market.
Right.
But when you look at the shots, it's really important to look at the ingredient deck. A lot of them have apple juice in or orange juice or even water. Like if you're taking a shot, which, you know, it's not going to be you want to experience a benefit when you're taking it, right? No one drinks a shot because they like the taste of it, right? No. So you want it to make a difference, especially not on the stag do. Exactly. Shot in the evening, shot in the morning. So it's all about balance.
Excellent. Well, go and check it out. Turmeric Co. All the information is there. We're going to talk a bit of football with Hal next. Baggy's going for a tough old time, of course. Wales in the playoff. And Harvey Barnes' name may well come up as we chat to Hal Robson-Kanu in the studio. We're here with our good friends at Tool Station. Stay one step ahead, whatever the job. Next stop, Tool Station.
Manchester City intend to write to the EFL to request a rule change so that Mark Guehi is available for the final against Arsenal on the 22nd of next month. A rule change for this season means that players have to be registered before the start of the semi-final in order to be eligible to take part in the remainder of the competition. So Guehi missed out on that, didn't he? But Pep still needs him for the final. This was him.
I said to the club, they have to ask. Yeah, definitely. I don't understand the reason why I cannot play in the final FA Cup, Carabao Cup, in March when I've been here for a long time. So the rules to buy a players on the players, what depends on me, depends the FIFA, UEFA, or the Premier League said, okay, transfer window is open. Once you hire a player, have to play, no? In the competitions, logic is. I don't understand why could not play today, but in the final, in two-man thumb, of course we're going to try to ask to play because it's pure logic.
What do you think the answer will be?
No. To change the rule in something country, no way, but we will try.
Yeah, but all joking apart, why should they change the rules?
Well, look, I think it's a silly rule in the first place, but it exists. And you can't have the benefit. If you wanted Guehi as a player, you could have signed him in August and paid a full transfer fee. What you've done is you've been able to be in a position where Guehi comes available at a fraction of his worth. So you can't have it always. You've nicked him in a market. Some will say, well, you couldn't nick him. You paid 20 million with 6 months left in his contract. That's only because other people would have bought him. Otherwise, you'd have tried to get him for nothing, even less than that. So you've brought him in to supplement the team. The rules are the rules. It is not a conspiracy against you. If any football club was detailing the same thing, they probably would be greeted with the same response. If you want rules changed, I tell you what, why don't you...
inside, has a man there, through the interception at the 39-yard line, returning out to numbers 25, 20, Cooper down to the 10, down to the 5, touchdown Eagles! He's got two blockers, he's going to go all the way, 10, 5, touchdown! And the rookie has picked off the superstar!
Just a reminder, closing tomorrow, 4 p.m, is your final chance to win the holiday of a lifetime, a 7-day trip for two to the New Year's test in Cape Town, plus £2,500 spending money. For T's and C's, how to enter, head to talksport.com/win. That's talksport.com/win. Forward Baggies, Reading and Wales frontman Hal Robson-Kanu is in the studio with us. And, Wales got the playoff coming up, Hal.
Yeah.
Bosnia-Herzegovina, and then it could well be at Northern Ireland or Italy. So it's all set up. Exciting stuff, isn't it?
It's exciting, nerve-wracking, but exciting. I think it would be, amazing for Wales to get to another major tournament. I think, it's always better. I'm an advocate for all of the home nations. Scotland are there, so it'd be amazing to see Wales there as well. But it's going to be tough. Right, and the reality is if you're going to qualify for any major tournament, you have to come through these types of games. And if they can get through, Bosnia and whether it's you'd say it's going to be Italy,
it's probably more likely to be
that's a massive hurdle. But actually, if you can overcome those hurdles, that's where you actually get momentum going into these types of tournaments. So for me, look, nerve-wracking. Massive hurdle, but actually, if successful, I think they can get there and also do well in the
tournament. Italy recently have been making incredibly hard work and failing to qualify for major tournaments. So they're going to be edgy. If they get past Northern Ireland, they're going to be edgy.
Yeah, precisely. And that's the thing. At that level, like it's it is literally like fine-tooth comb of detail. Like games can swing in any direction, and if you show up and you're solid, and you have the support of the nation behind the team, which Wales will always have, anything is possible.
The form of Harry Wilson is a big bonus, isn't it? At a time when, post-Bale, that idea that there wasn't those sort of
talisman,
those players are just right on it, playing at the very top level in the Premier League. But he's just been sensational. This year.
No. He's been exceptional, and he always had that talent coming through as a younger player too. When you look at Bale, Gareth Bale was an anomaly, like in terms of, even in terms of British football.
Absolutely.
So I think what Wales need is a collective group of high quality players, and I believe they do have that right now.
Yeah, he could have played for England, but he played for Wales. What would your advice be to Harvey Barnes? With
because that's interesting, isn't it? Because you played age group as well for England, but you qualified for Wales. So what was the kind of catalyst for you? What made you go for it?
Yeah, I think for me personally, it was Brian Flynn, who was the Wales under-21 manager, and he had been pestering me for three or four years, since I got back playing from 17 to join the Wales setup and choose Wales as my nation. And I was playing England under 18s, under 19s, under 20s, and it just got to a point where it was like, well, actually, the opportunity of
playing for a nation as passionate as Wales, the collective group and the opportunity of actually achieving something. And, back then, Brian Finn was like, look, you guys could do something special. We got the likes of, Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey, Joe Allen. And I sat down with my grandmother, who was the Welsh heritage in my family. And, we had a family discussion and said, yeah, look, like actually, this feels right. And made the decision.
I suppose at that age, it's kind of easier. But I'm just wondering from a Harvey Barnes point of view, I think Steve Clarke has said, I'm not going to put anybody's arm up their back. I want him committed if he's going to do it.
Yeah.
And he's 28 now, and this is a chance to go to a World Cup that may not come along. But he is kind of, look, it's survival of the fittest in football. And if it's not him, it could be someone else. But you're kind of taking off a shirt off of someone who's helped Scotland get there. So it's a slightly different situation to yours, where you were a young lad buying into a kind of group of young players, and you could be sold a dream. But he's kind of being parachuted into a side that's done very well to get there.
Yeah, and that's the risk, isn't it, at that age, if you're making that decision, and from both parties, right? Like, as a nation for Scotland, like as Steve Clarke, said, I played under him at Reading, like he will want people and team members like fully invested in the project. And so as much of the benefit of having the quality of someone like Harvey Barnes in the national team, actually, like, does that create a negative effect in terms of destabilizing the group? Like you said, one of the team who actually got the nation to that tournament will miss out because of that. And that might be, one of the teammates' friends. It might be, someone who actually didn't deserve it. And so, I think it's a balancing act. I'm sure Steve Clarke will get it right, but decisions will have to be made.
Did you, when you went into that, did you have any pushback when you first started? You joined up with Wales even as a kid, but there were a few people saying, England didn't work out, here you are. So, or were you welcomed into that group?
I think, like we said, like I chose alliances pretty early on in my football career.
Which helped.
And I would also say there were a lot of other players who made a similar decision to me, so whether it was, Ashley Williams, Andy King, Sam Vokes, like everyone, these guys were born in England, but obviously had Welsh heritage. And so we were very fortunate that time when we were making the decision, like Wales was going through that transition, from John Toshak into Gary Speed, and Gary Speed really was about bringing that collective group together. So there was never the question of, why are you here? You weren't born in the country. It was actually like, have you chosen to be here? Yes, I have. Well, you're part of us now. So that was it.
The thing is, I'm sure Wales fans are delighted you did make that call. You scored one of the most iconic goals in Welsh football history, and there's been some brilliant Welsh players over the years. So that must be a fantastic thing from your point of view. I'm talking about the goal against Belgium at Euro 2016, obviously, but do you watch it back much, Hal?
Yeah, I believe it or not, I still get sent it like at least every other day. And it's crazy to think.
Well, like you've forgotten you scored.
Yeah.
Get the QR code tattooed.
That's what, the Twitter link to the
put it on your turmeric.
Exactly.
Bottles.
Yeah. That would be quite a good option. I might actually do that on Monday morning. But it was that was obviously a special moment for me in my career. For the nation, being able to knock out a team like Belgium. I think they were ranked 1 or 2 in the world at the time, and we were massive underdogs. And like I said, to think that was 10 years ago now is just absolutely insane. Like, this is a decade away. Lots of memories, very fond memories. But from my perspective, just grateful that I had the experience, and that was a decade of relentless hard work, that collective group effort to get to that stage of the tournament. I think it set Wales up as a nation, to be respected in professional and international football.
Yeah. I mean, was it just purely instinctive with the way you sort of sent the Belgian defence for a cup of tea? I mean, when you look back on it, in your mind's eye, when you watch it back, what are you thinking in that moment?
Yeah, to be honest, like it was completely instinctive, and there was just a lot of momentum heading in one direction. And ex-teammates will tell you, I love the Cruyff. I'd do a Cruyff in areas of just to try and get out of
maybe
trouble.
Where you shouldn't have done
where
one.
I shouldn't have done one. And it happened to be inside of the box, and that momentum was taking all of the opposition, all of the Belgium defenders, Fellaini and the rest, in one direction. And it was, one-on-one with Courtois. And I was just thinking, like, low and hard. It didn't go that low, but it went in the back of the net.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
That's a great football moment.
The Baggies have dropped into the bottom
Yeah,
three of
this
the
is
championship.
worrying.
I mean, it's tight down there, isn't it? But it's slightly worrying for them.
Yeah, I think it's massively worrying. And, when you look at the club, my last game at the club was in 2021. It was final game in the Premier League since that day for the club. And you think, like, why has that happened to the club? And I was not outside of football. You're able to look into, the game with a different lens. And you can definitely see that any club who is either successful or unsuccessful, it's always driven by the ownership. And it's the direction that the owners set. It's the intention, it's the, pace, the tenacity, the hunger to win and perform. And when you have that as an ownership structure, it filters down into the manager, into the players, into the fans. It gives that belief. And I would just say, looking at West Brom, it is too big a club to be in the position where they are now, but they are there. So why is that? They simply haven't been run to the level that, the fans should expect.
We had plenty of messages coming in, but helped me on the
very
a lot
much.
of Wales fans very thankful, certainly. So lovely to see you, and hopefully we'll see you at the Cheltenham Festival as well. We'll catch up with you there, and we'll talk a bit more Wales because we'll be that much closer to the playoffs by then. But best of luck. The Turmeric Co is where we can find the details of your research and everything else you're up to. And
indeed,
good stuff. Good to see you, Hal. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, Paul. Cheers,
Hal Robson-Kanu there, former Baggies, Reading and Wales frontman. The birthday spread is with us next.
You don't mean that, man.
Okay, stop
man,
shouting,
let me get the out of here, bro. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Talking about my peoples and all that. It's hard to believe a black man and a white man. The cheated. Tell him to sue me so I can show the facts early. Because when the documentary and everything, the story come out, I'm going to show everything.
Fantastic.
I'm going to get all the people that know and all the people that's in the inside. He got people that the inside of him. That know. I don't, what? I don't about that.
I'm not a Fury
I don't about it. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first place. It ain't got to do with him.
Fair enough.
The you talking about?
And with that, he was out of there. How on earth do you reflect on that? What was he going on about?
Well, look, I mean, at the time, I was a little bit embarrassed because I thought the show's coming off the rails and it was a big show and Deontay Wilder's a big name. So I'm sitting there thinking I'm a bit embarrassed by it. Then I thought, he's a bit of a tit. And then I thought, is he on drugs or something? Or is this theatrics? And then I just came around to the conclusion that it's not right. He's not well. And all this ayahuasca stuff it's probably worked in reverse. I thought it was supposed to make you calm and zen-like. Listen, I didn't provoke Deontay Wilder by asking him a question that he didn't want to answer. I asked him a question about something he'd said, not something I was trying to engineer into clickbait. He called Tyson Fury a cheat. He's sitting in England. Tyson Fury, in some people's minds, is a legend in boxing. And so you're sitting in England. I thought, not unreasonable. Someone else asked him the question, and he didn't like it. And he can't answer it. So he gets all agitated and upset about it. He turns it into a debate about oppression. I mean, there's loads more that you didn't see. You know, he threatened to punch me in the face and talked about lynching and God knows whatever else. And I understand that he's got things in his life that have challenged him. But later on in the afternoon, you saw him. He went off to do some other stuff, and he was much more relaxed about it. But that looks to me like a man that's struggling with things, because there was no reason for that reaction. There was no provocation. There was no incitement. It wasn't a case of you were told not to ask that question, so don't ask it. No, I wasn't told not to ask that question. It was on the schedule by the producer.
Simon Jordan's told us he's disappointed by the way Deontay Wilder reacted to his question about Tyson Fury.
There was no reason for that reaction. There was no provocation. There was no incitement.
And in case you missed it...
I don't give a about that.
I'm not a Fury
I don't
fan.
give a about it. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first place. It ain't got to do with him.
Fair enough.
You can watch the full thing back on the talkSPORT box on YouTube. Well, Simon's told us Wilder looked like a man who's struggling and reveals he threatened to punch him in the face. Elsewhere today, as Arne Slot's attempts to transform Liverpool continue, he's praised the hard work put in by Florian Wirtz.
Not only on the pitch, also in the gym. And then as a manager, even if he is maybe physically struggling a little bit in the start, you need to keep on playing him because that's the only way players can improve.
Meanwhile, Jeremy Frimpong's still out and Joe Gomez could be on the bench for Liverpool at home to Man City on Sunday. Meanwhile, the EFL will not change their rules to allow Mark Guehi to play in the League Cup final. And Blair Kinghorn, Darcy Graham and Duhan van der Merwe have all been dropped for Scotland's Six Nations opener in Italy on Saturday. Glasgow's Jamie Doby and Carl Stein start on the wings. The tournament starts tonight with France versus Ireland in Paris. There's more at talksport.com.
Yeah, Emma's not joking. Acid in the old
chap.
Yeah. This is because they can wear bigger suits
Bigger
and then you
suits,
fly better as a ski jumper, don't
Bigger
you?
suits, bigger jumps. That's what they
Bigger
say.
jumps,
Yeah.
So that's why it's going on. More on that at 4. Let's bring you the birthday spread then. 10 birthdays.
Trailing ahead in this.
Yeah, we certainly are. Don't touch that dial. 10 birthdays. We've got to try and guess the ages of the people that Andy Jacobs has chosen this week.
Oh, that's nice.
And he's got a little joke attached to each one. Jeff Peters will keep score as always. And hopefully you'll play along at home. Good afternoon, Andy.
Hello, Andy.
Oh, good afternoon. I do that for every birthday spread.
Yes.
I find it really helps.
Oh, what a thought.
I was just wondering, did Simon
Is it
Jordan
self-administered?
Is that why Sue hopes I win?
Yeah.
Paul wins.
Yeah. So,
Absolutely.
what were you going to say, Andy? Yes.
I was going to say, did Simon Jordan have a run-in with Deontay Wilder? I'm not sure. I thought I heard Jim mention it once.
Yeah. Meow. Hello, Jeff.
Blimey.
Hello, Jeff.
Pew, pew.
Oh, he's proud of himself.
Sir Johnny Weaver.
Here we are. Sir Johnny Weaver.
He gets one laugh.
Yeah, it's great. I know. You've got to make the most of it.
Unless you've been listening to this rot for a very long time, you probably won't know what that is. This was the birthday of the actress Sigourney Weaver many years ago, and for some reason, Andy pronounced her name as Sir Johnny Weaver, like she was some posh
Dear
bloke.
Sir John. Dear Sir John.
Hello. It's
Hello.
my old friend Sir John.
Hello,
Johnny.
So that's why Jeff plays that.
So Paul has won 5 in a row.
Oh, yeah.
It's 4-0 this year. Funnily enough, Paul won the first 4 spreads last year. Charlie, you won the 5th.
Wow,
so maybe that's an omen.
There's the omen. Okay. Look,
Let's feeling confident today for some reason.
Yeah, dude, let us know.
Paul did bring up a lot of footballers' birthdays earlier on. I don't know if everybody heard that. I didn't like to say
Oh no, we saw it on the big screen,
say it at
Charlie.
the time.
We saw it on the big screen.
No footballers in today.
Let us know how you're getting on at half-time. Here we go, birthday number 1.
It's the TV presenter from Loose Women, Christine Lampard. Lampard.
Christine, yeah.
And when I produced a pilot for her chat show, I tried to recruit the veteran French actor Gérard Depardieu to be her co-host. But unfortunately, I couldn't fit Lampard and Gérard into the same team.
Hey,
Nice.
Christine Lampard.
Christine Lampard.
I'd say she is 44.
I had 43 in my head, so I'm going to say 43.
47.
Oh, there we are. Wrong way.
So, what's that done to the scores, Jeff?
It's Paul 3, Charlie 4.
There we are.
3, Charlie 4. Nothing in it as we kick off. We alternate, of course, to stop skullduggery, apart from the 10th birthday. So, Charlie goes first on this one. Andy, birthday number 2.
Birthday number 2 is the fine cricketer, England cricketer, Zach Crawley.
Oh, yeah. Great.
And the last time I saw him, he was stuck in a very overcrowded lingerie department at M&S.
Oh.
Not the first time Zach's been caught in the slips.
Hey!
Nice. Well, I remember when he got on a similar theme. I remember when he got naked in front of a sign which said, "Stay away, do not approach." Not the first time Crawley was caught flashing at something he should have left alone.
Hey!
Sorry,
we'd like to point out that isn't true, by the
More or
way.
less same joke.
Been Jeff sued by
But just
Zach
done
Crawley.
slightly better.
And he's
I know,
never
it's
been to
okay,
M&S.
it's fine.
I know.
Yeah, okay,
I thought
exactly.
it was called Zach Crawley out for 9.
Yeah. Poor old Zach on his birthday as well.
Zach Crawley on his birthday. Happy birthday,
Not
Zach.
right, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I'm sure
How old
that's
is he?
made it.
That's made it a lot worse. He's just been called a flasher.
Yeah.
And
But not really, by the way, if he's just tuned in. So what's the score? I'm sorry,
That's
not what's the score.
Paul. What's
What-
the
what's-
how old is he?
Just answer the question. Answer the question.
What's the score's a whole other quiz.
Answer the
which you haven't come up with. I'm going to say he is 29.
I'll go 28.
He is 28.
Yeah.
Standard.
So I'll stay on.
Get your standard here.
So I'll stay on 3.
And Charlie 1 out onto 5.
Okay, very little in it at this stage as we.
Birthday
Birthday number 3. Here we go.
Birthday number 3, we got to know him quite well during COVID. The Deputy Chief Medical Officer, Professor Sir Jonathan Van Tam.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sir Jonathan
Johnny Van Tam.
That's right. And after a particularly boozy night in the early days of talkSPORT,
Oh, yeah.
I remember Jonathan getting into a cat fight with cricket correspondent John Norman.
Yeah.
It got quite nasty when John Claude Van Tam.
Oh, okay.
I'm Jonathan Van Tam. May I have the first slide, please?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Next
yeah.
slide, please.
That's what he became
I
known
received
for.
these slides this morning.
Yeah.
Next slide, please.
Next slide,
Yeah.
please.
He's
yeah.
in the Winter Olympics. I don't know if he's using the acid.
Yeah. So I'd say, I doubt it. Blimey, everybody's getting it today.
Is that how they...
I'd say 60, clickety-click 66 I'm going to go for. The boy Van Tam, Jean-Claude.
66, you said.
Yeah,
you
I've gone
Paul?
66.
Van Tam.
I've gone a bit high, though, don't I?
Jonathan Van Tam. 64.
62.
Oh, sorry,
there we
Jonathan.
are.
if you
Okay,
missed it.
lovely.
Yeah, okay. So, scores, Jeff?
Paul 4 out, Charlie 2 out. It is 7 all.
7 all. Okay.
Lovely stuff.
Back to Charlie for birthday number 4.
Okay, it's the radio DJ from Greatest Hits Radio, Ken Bruce. Ken Bruce. And Ken used to run travel trips to the south of France, actually, introducing people to the jewel of the Côte d'Azur.
Oh, yeah.
Bruce would say, "Nice to see you, Nice."
Yeah.
Well, he once played a.
Hold on.
Yeah, right.
Hold on.
He once played a prank on the original host of Nevermind the Buzzcocks.
Oh, yeah.
It was great to see Kendrick Lamar.
Sure.
Oh, okay, that's good, that. Cleverly put together.
Good. You had to know a lot of information, didn't you?
Yeah, you have to.
quite
you have to
good.
know.
Well done, Jeff.
Yeah, okay. So,
I can use that for anybody called Ken.
Patronising.
Yeah.
It was-
What do you reckon?
It was packed.
Birthday number
Do you know
4.
what that means?
That's ridiculous.
Are we doing Mark Lamar or
No, we're not doing.
who's it?
Ken Bruce.
Ken Bruce.
Ken Bruce.
Ken Bruce.
I don't know
Elkie
Ken
Brooks. 3 and 10. Don't mention other radio
quizzes,
while
no.
we're doing a radio
Radio,
quiz.
Boom radio, I do like it.
Oh, I do. I listen. Well, between 1 and 4, I do love that. Sure.
That or Classic FM.
Alan said, yeah. Let's wait. What do you reckon?
Okay. Ken Bruce. How old's Ken Bruce?
That's the idea. Yeah.
76.
Ah,
Are you going to go higher or lower on Bruce?
Oh God, that's
yeah,
a
right,
good,
yeah.
good question. That's.
Really
I'll go 75.
Don't get involved with
He is, in fact, 75.
Oh, beautiful.
Paperboy. Standard.
I stay on 7. I see.
Evening Herald.
And Charlie is
Get
1
your
out on 2.
standard.
There's only 1 in it after
I know.
4. It's brilliant.
It's
Excellent.
8-7.
And I'm
That
not
cry-
even cheating.
Yes.
I'm playing properly.
That's true.
Which is what someone who's cheating would say.
Yeah, it's true. That's the old double
That
bluff.
cry of Evening Herald from Charlie does sound like something out of Steptoe.
Yeah, Evening Herald is
It's like he's trying to get a part in Oliver.
Evening Herald is what they used to shout in Plymouth High Street.
Is it Evening Herald?
Evening Herald. Evening Herald.
Right.
Standard. That was the.
That's the London. That's what I remember. Yeah.
Fill in your own one.
Okay.
Where you are
Local
regionally.
paper. Feel free to shout it at the radio.
Shout out whenever Paul cheats and gets one spot on.
Let's go into half time
Shout
then.
your
with
own paper out.
Birthday number 5, Andy.
Okay, the fine actor from the Batman film trilogy, Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. Yeah.
And the last time I saw him, Christian and his family were ejected from the pavilion at Lord's for abusing Aussie wicketkeeper Alex Carey after the Bairstow incident. They had to remove the bails.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Most people assume that Christian Bale is American, but actually he was born in Pembrokeshire. That's true. I once asked him which country was that, what's his favourite sport, and where's his favourite place in Spain. Bale said Wales, golf, Madrid, in that order.
Oh, okay. It's a bit convoluted, but it worked.
Yeah, but some of Andy's are.
Oh, okay, that's true.
It's
Yeah,
kind
that's-
of, you know.
7 to 1.
7 to 1.
I'd say.
A little bit critical there. I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything.
Yeah, just
What are you
start
throwing Andy under the
having
bus
a go at
for?
Andy.
Just started to do a TED talk about a joke.
51. 51 Christian Bale.
Who is it?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
There's so many names come up in the
no,
various
it's the trouble.
gags.
Jeff doing his other
I
bits
thought I was going to give you Alex Carey's age at one point, or Gareth Bale.
No,
yeah,
not
go on
Gareth
then.
Bale.
War and Peace out for a minute.
Christian Bale, 49. Did I
You
say
said
50? I said
51.
51.
Yeah, 50. You have to try and remember what you saw this morning.
Yeah, I got in my mind's eye what was in the paper. Yeah. Go on then.
53.
52.
Oh. So, Jeff, we're going to half-time with the scores on what?
Excellent guessing. It's Paul 8, Charlie 9.
What a game.
Been pretty
What
easy
a
so
game.
far. We've known most of them.
Thank goodness the game's good. 'Cause the joke's on.
It's going to get more difficult.
Let us know how you're getting on. talksport.com/H&J. Text to 81089. We'll have all the half times, as they say.
Oh, you're half times.
Very, very shortly. We're here with our very good friends at Tool Station. Pick up your wet weather essentials today. Next stop, Tool Station.
You know, obviously, I don't think he feels particularly happy about his treatment, and I spent a lot of time suggesting to me that a lot of people were very complimentary about his tenure at Spurs, and I went through a roll call of people that were very complimentary about him because he did a good job in my view. May not have won as many things as he could do and should have done, perhaps as Spurs as a football club, but as a person that's built a spaceship that maybe some other captain can fly to the moon, there's a huge amount of potential there.
Okay.
Can I go and do Deontay Wilder now?
Here in No, you can't. We're sitting up in here in Newcastle. Steve Bruce is asking for you.
Is he?
I'm alongside Alex Crook and Gabby Bonlahor. You're waiting for Chisora and Wilder. Are we right?
Where are you, Simon? You should be up here in the northeast. You're going to kind of get past Watford these days.
I know. I figured to myself, do I want to go up to the north and get a nosebleed? No, I do not. So I stay down here. And what I'll probably get is a nosebleed from Deontay Wilder if I ask some bloody saucy question.
Oh, good luck with him, by the way.
Indeed, have fun. I see Gabby's increasing the tone of the environment up there.
Simon, I've just found out that you actually said that the Saudis wouldn't buy Newcastle, so
Oh, gee,
they did a week later.
Oh, gee, Gabby, nice to see you're current. That was 3.5 years ago, you clown.
Simon, just before you leave us, on the Tottenham Hotspur situation and the Levy situation, Levy reportedly in discussion to sell 30%, which would work out at £1 billion. Is there pressure on Daniel to sell to these people?
No.
from an ENIC perspective.
Well, no, not necessarily, because ENIC might not want to jump into bed with these guys. I can't speak to that. But Daniel is a shareholder in his own right. There is pressure, I suspect, on Daniel because we've seen the noise. We saw some of the suggestions that they're going to go and review the policies of a guy that they let run the club for 25 years. So they're going to go in there and look at the transfer policy and the economics and how the efficiencies of commercial deals were done. Oh, really? Okay, good enough. That really is about probably denigrating Daniel's reputation.
Rushes out to the right-hand side, has a man there, throws the interception at the 39-yard line, returning out to numbers 25, 20, Cooper down to the 10, down to the 5, touchdown Eagles! He's got two blockers, he's going to go all the way, 10, 5, touchdown! And the rookie has picked off the superstar!
Second half of the birthday spread is upon us. We've had some of the listeners getting in touch.
Tom driving through the West End. Got to say, this game is normally a stupid waste of time, but I'm 8 out with 3 exact hits, so I love it.
Drawing with me.
Tim says, "Evening Herald." Thank you, Tim. He's from Devon as well. Someone said the Western Mercury. Western Mercury! Come on, Charlie, all to play for. With all Jeff Toppers, it's hard for Paul to flick through his file of facts of celebs. You're absolutely right, Anthony.
True, yeah.
Cassidy, thank you very much. I'm on 12, personal best. Ken Bruce was 75 on Monday, by the way. Ian from Sunderland, thank you very much. One more. Rich Filmer, 11 at the halfway stage. Looking forward to wasting the next 10 minutes with professors and reverends I've never heard of.
Here we go.
That's right.
Good afternoon to Aaron, the Arsenal fan and talkSPORT listener. He has launched the official Seagull Community Birthday Spread Quiz. He's got all of his sheets. Yeah, good luck with it. You do it without blessing, Aaron. So he's doing a quiz for a good cause.
Don't monetise it for yourself, Aaron.
But you will be getting a solicitor. you will get a solicitor's letter. Cease and desist. Okay, birthday number 6. Charlie leads us off.
I'm John Cease and I'm Alan Desist.
Yes. What a double act they were. Yeah. Cease and
talkSPORT breakfast with Cease and Desist.
Yeah.
I think we've already got that.
Yeah.
Right.
I love how Charlie laughs at all his own jokes.
Yeah.
Oh dear, that's very.
Don't bring the mood down. Don't bring the mood down, Jeff.
Doom-monger.
Okay, birthday number 6.
Taking it seriously. It's the director and ballet choreographer.
Oh yeah.
Will Tuckett.
Oh yeah.
Will Tuckett.
Yeah, really.
And I just
we're back to the
No.
ski jumpers again.
We're not.
That's won't tuck it, isn't it? Go on.
I've just produced a radio ad for his shirt business. They're shirts designed to be worn inside your trousers.
Oh yeah.
Hi, I'm Will Tuckett.
Yeah, Will.
Tuck it in shirts.
Yes.
And I'm wearing my shirts tucked in.
Hi, I'm Chris Riccobono, founder of Untuckit.
Go get on Chris Record. We're still paying out for Chris.
I had a feeling that might be coming.
Although I did see
Chris
a picture.
Riccobono, wasn't he a sumo wrestler?
I saw a picture of him online with his shirt tucked in.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow, it's a tough look to pull off, as you used to say.
Anyway, birthday number.
Look him in you too.
He said not even anything to do with shirts.
I know.
He's a ballet choreographer.
Barry, not Barry choreographer.
I know his grandmother, old Nantucket.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Old Nantucket.
Will Tuckett. Go on.
I should have done that.
Willie Tuckett. Well, Willie.
Go on then.
Go to the ballet, you'll find out.
Go on then.
Will Tuckett, choreographer and director.
Yeah.
Not a clue.
Okay, well, nor have I.
Well,
go on then.
60.
58.
57.
Oh.
Western Mercury.
What's the scores, Jeff?
Still really low scoring after 6. It's Paul 9, Charlie 12.
Okay, there's going to be one in a minute where we're
Western
miles
Mercury.
out.
Evening Post.
Okay.
Birthday number 7.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, birthday number 7, yeah.
The music video director, Sophie Muller. Muller. And I had to design a belt to hold her in place when she was shooting pop videos in tight spaces.
Yeah.
I had to gird Muller.
Oh, okay, nice.
Very good.
Yeah, good, Muller, yeah.
I would have guaranteed Muller Corner coming up there. But...
She really needs to go into business with the pharmacy manager at Mayo Clinic Health System in Waycross, Georgia, USA. His name is Ken Tyre.
Oh, yeah. Muller. Oh, yeah, that's good. Muller, Ken.
Did you look him up?
Wow.
As I say, people called Ken Tyre.
Convoluted.
It's good, though.
Yeah, it's good. It is good.
Not a topper, just an observation. Really.
Yeah.
Well, it's good.
Like most of them.
63, Andy.
63. Right.
She's a video director.
So many names now. What's she called?
Not
Gert Muller.
Sophie Muller.
Two different stories. Sophie Muller. 63, I've gone.
Music video director.
Yeah.
You've gone 63.
Yeah.
And I'm what? Three behind.
Yeah.
Don't want to get too far behind.
Okay.
66.
64.
Oh, okay. What?
That's a very good
That was
guess.
too close, Paul.
What are the scores? I just guessed. Okay, what's the scores?
After 7, it's Paul 10, Charlie 14. 4 in it, 3 to
You
go.
could still easily win this, Charlie.
Good old Auntie Sophie. There we go. But anyway.
Just some random woman with a random name. Oh, I'm 1 out.
Yeah, make her feel special on her birthday, won't you? Some random woman.
She can't be random. She's in the paper.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
which one, Paul?
Can be.
I think it was the time. Oh, you've got me.
I've got you.
It's like the Great Escape, isn't it? Okay.
Good luck.
Guardian it was actually, but never mind.
All right then.
Okay.
Go on then.
The next one, the motorcycle racer, 6-time world superbike champion, 2015 to 2020, Jonathan Ray.
Jonathan Ray, yeah, sure.
And the last time I saw Jonathan, he was holding court in the Guinness Village at Cheltenham with Clive Allen.
Oh, okay. That's one for the teenagers.
Ray Allen.
No, Alan and Ray.
Oh, Alan and Ray. Oh, sorry.
Alan and Ray.
Sorry.
Jonathan's
God,
got...
Blimey.
Not Ray Allen.
Okay.
Lord Charles. Silly arse.
Okay. Sorry, Jeff.
Jonathan... calm down, everybody. Jonathan's got triplets, all boys, and they're often quite sad. I wanted to change that. I wanted Ray's sons to be cheerful. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
That made me calm down.
Yeah, that's How old is who is it again?
Jonathan Ray.
That was a song, famous
Jonathan
song.
Ray. It's not Clive Allen. It's Jonathan
Motorbikes.
Ray.
Jonathan Ray.
Jonathan Ray. Is that all we're getting? Motorbikes?
Yeah.
Can you give me a bit more?
No, I told you.
You've got 2
Superbike World
minutes.
Championship winner, not chinner.
Yeah.
2015 to 2020.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Not chinner.
Yeah.
Go on.
48.
41.
39.
Oh. So what's that down to the
That
scores?
could be crucial.
It's Paul 2 out onto 12 and Charlie 9 out on that, and he moves on to 23.
23. Still plenty of time. Birthday number 9. I lead us off.
Okay, the politician and president of Argentina from 74 to 76, Isabel Perón.
Wow.
And who can forget the legendary Saturday lunchtime football show she presented on Argentine TV with their equivalent of Satan Greasy? I used to love Perón the Ball.
Oh, yes.
Very nice.
She's got to be getting on. She did it in the 70s.
Isabel's husband,
blimey.
remember,
We ain't got time for it, Jeff. We ain't got time
was
for it.
previously married to Eva Perón. Andy, what was that famous song from Evita?
Don't cry for me, Argentina. I see it.
There's one from a couple of weeks ago.
He's doing jokes now.
He's doing the in-joke. Yeah. I'd say 90. 90.
I'll get something back here, and
Go on then.
95.
95, spot on.
Wow.
Whoa.
Good work, Charlie. So,
Buenos Aires Herald.
yes. We're going to the last birthday with the scores at what, Jeff?
Paul 17, Charlie 23. 6 the difference. Charlie, you need to be 7 either way.
Very
7 either
doable.
way.
Here we go. Last birthday, Andy.
Okay, last birthday of the week, the pianist Malcolm Martineau.
Oh, yeah.
Malcolm Martineau.
Wow, I could
And Boots have just started stocking his new line of 72-hour deodorants. I never go anywhere without my Martin Odegaard.
Oh, that's very good.
Well, he once
blimey,
received
Jeff, look at the time. We haven't got time for another topper.
He once received an honour from the king, who told him where to position himself.
Yeah.
He said, Martineau, kneel.
No, it wasn't worth.
You're doing more jokes than Andy does now.
Not even toppers now.
I'd say we got to go. Our producer's telling me off.
Just knock it on the head. See you next week. Cheers, lads. Thank you.
I'll send them to
88. 88. I'm just pulling a number out of 88. What are you going with?
So I need to be
the pianist.
8 either way, do I, Jeff?
Yeah.
7. 7.
Yeah.
95.
Eagles. He's 66. Oh, no.
Roy, great play, wrong way.
There we are. Another win for me.
I'm genuinely disappointed.
Sorry.
Do you know what, Jeff? It was too messy. Jeff was too noisy this week.
Okay.
So it's 5-0 to Paul
much,
this
wasn't
year,
it?
6 in a row,
Built his
111 to
Built his part up.
66. You need to pay attention more, Charlie, and just
send-
stop with the aggressiveness towards me.
We'll send him a memo. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Andy. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll have the birthday. No, we won't. We had the birthday spread today. We'll have the clips of the week.
We can have it again. If
You're
you like.
back Saturday with Max.
Yeah, 9 till 11 with Max, and then 2 till 6 on Virgin Radio.
Brilliant. Thank you, Charlie. Coming up next, it is Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent with Drive.